picks and exciting games throughout week number 4. Hoping for one here tonight between the Rams and the 49ers. Time now for our game notes presented by Bears. We send it down to Lisa Salters.
Hey, Joel, no one has more sacks than Aaron Donald since he entered the league in 2014, and that's despite being a defensive tackle who's double, triple, and sometimes he says even quadruple duties. Donald has terrorized the Princeton quarterbacks for the last 6 years, and now in his ninth season, he got his 100th career sack last week, and we had a word. It was a historic moment that almost didn't happen, because Donald almost walked away from the game this offseason. He said he had already written his retirement letter to the Rams and was at peace with his decision to move on. He says his career plan all along was to play 8 seasons and then to retire. His family knew it, his friends knew it, some players and coaches knew it too. So he played the 2021 season fully believing that it would be his last. But then something happened. Donald became a world champion. After the Super Bowl, he eventually called head coach Sean McVay and told him he was having second thoughts because he got hurt on the confetti.
It's like the best high in the world, so I tell people all the time, if I probably wouldn't have won the Super Bowl, I probably wouldn't be here now. So getting to experience that and get addicted to that, that's like, there's no running back, man. I found a way to relive that all over again. So it was just like one heck of an experience that I just want to relive again.
And about his milestone 100th sack last week, Donald says he didn't even know he was close to it until he was told after the game. He said you grind to try to do great things on the field, and when you accomplish them and become a part of history, well, that's just a blessing.
NFL Monday Night Football, WWE Monday Night Raw, live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Thanks for tuning in and listening. As on hashtag WWE Raw, be sure to use a hashtag when you share on social media, as tonight's Raw is the go-home episode for WWE Extreme Rules. That'll be this upcoming weekend. They are in the land of 10,000 lakes. We got the Judgment Day in the ring cutting promo before being interrupted by the phenomenal AJ Styles. So 2 former Bullet Club leaders, Too Sweet. Here comes Mr. 619, Rey Mysterio, of course, his son Dominic, a part of Judgment Day now as well. I would have to think Edge is going to have to get involved in this one way or another, because come Saturday Extreme Rules, it'll be Edge and Finn Balor in a match, and we'll get into that pay-per-view a little bit later on tonight, but that's how Raw begins. So Judgment Day getting attacked now by Styles and Mysterio, but of course it is Monday, so you know what that means. Monday Night Football on ABC, ESPN. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman are out in the Bay Area, Santa Clara, California, home of the San Francisco 49ers, as they'll host division rival and the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams, in which 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have been decided by 3 points or less. So take that for what it's worth, but with that being said, I'd expect a close game once again here tonight, as a year ago this very Monday on Monday Night Football from LA, we had the Chargers hosting the Raiders inside of SoFi Stadium. But if you can recall, for whatever reason, even inside of a dome, they had a weather delay. Tonight, we're outside, clear skies, no weather in sight, and we're going to play football. So, Rams, 49ers, of course, an NFC Championship game rematch from this past year as well. The 49ers have had the Rams number in the regular season, but of course the Rams won when it mattered to get to the Super Bowl, and then also win it in their own home stadium a few weeks later. So Week 4 will wrap up here tonight on Monday Night Football before Week 5 begins on Thursday night in Mile High, where San Francisco just was last. Sunday night, losing by 1 on Sunday Night Football, 11-10, against the Broncos, who lost yesterday at the Raiders. But the Broncos will host the Colts to begin Week 5. We'll end Week 4 here tonight. Kickoff momentarily. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Coming up at halftime, we'll have first half stats and scores. Recap NFL Week 4. Preview NFL Week 5 as well. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Rams, hashtag 49ers, hashtag WWE, and hashtag WWE Raw, as we'll be checking out Monday Night Raw here tonight, as we always do in the fall, on a Monday night with Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw, so use those hashtags accordingly. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, and super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well, and we'll get the show on the road here momentarily as they give us a video package highlighting this rivalry. As mentioned, 4 of the last 6 meetings have been decided by 3 points or less. Rams have had their number, or excuse me, the 49ers have had the Rams number in the regular season, but the Rams won it when it mattered in the playoffs last year and then went on to win the Super Bowl. So, LA, they're 2-1, whereas San Francisco is 1-2, coming off of a Sunday night loss at Denver, as mentioned. Back home, Jimmy Garoppolo starting at quarterback once again for San Fran in absence of the injured Trey Lance. So I'm sure they're glad they held on to him as the insurance policy that he is for the 2022 campaign, but he's won the 49ers a lot of football games. He's got him to the Super Bowl, got him the NFC title game, mere minutes away from winning both of those games, I might add as well. Of course, on the other side, it is Matthew Stafford. Both of these teams, especially on offense, are more similar than not. Talk about the Mike Shanahan coaching tree. Of course, after his stint as the Bronco head coach and then getting back into coaching with the Redskins, he had Matt LaFleur, who is the Packers head coach, but also, of course, his son and Kyle Shanahan and the Rams head coach and Sean McVay on one staff together in D.C. as Robbie Gould, good as gold from Lock Haven, will kick off for the 49ers. Rams back deep to receive. So here we go on Monday Night Football. Right to left, across the television screen, right down on O'Dowd on the opening kick. And we'll have a touchback, 1st and 10 from the 25 for the LA offense, as we've got a tag team match on Raw underway with AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio taking on the Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Finn Balor with Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley ringside. But with these offenses here tonight, you're going to see a lot of screens. You're going to see a lot of hopefully good blocking up front with good running games. Cooper Kupp, top of your screen. Stafford under center will hand off to Cam Akers out of the eye. And for 4 yards, he goes to the 29. Make it 2nd and 6. They're meeting on Monday Night Football once again from San Fran, as they did mid-November last year. And that is when the Rams started to click after they acquired Von Miller and OBJ after the trade deadline. And then, of course, went on their run and won the Super Bowl. And then off to a 2-1 start. Here this year, Stafford out of the gun, pass complete near side. Cooper Kupp for 7 yards and a Ram first down. So expect Cooper Kupp to get a lot of touches tonight as well. But speaking of these offenses, as mentioned, they expect to see a lot of similarity with running the football, keeping it simple, working the sticks. Of course, take your deep shots, but run to pass, pass to run, just keep the defense off balanced. Trick plays every once in a while. Stafford under center here. But it starts up front with the offensive line, and these teams are going to try to establish a run game and then build off of that. Cam Akers, Jeff Wilson as your two starting backs tonight. But at the same point in time, as Stafford only has one win all time, and it came when he was a Lion against 49ers for regular season. Of course, he beat them in the playoffs last year, but honestly, comes down to it, what defensive ends doesn't break. What team can find a way to win here tonight? Get to either 3-1 or 2-2. Still early, still a lot of football to be played. Of course, they'll meet later on this year because they're division foes. But got a third down here. 3rd and 1 from the 45. Stafford looking to throw over the middle. It's caught. First down. Cooper Kupp at the 45-yard line. So 2 minutes in, LA is starting to get a drive going here and moving the ball downfield. And, yeah, right on the money. A little bit of a bobble, but he caught it. So first down, LA. I'd get back to the run game a little bit, but it seems like they might be working something towards the sideline. Maybe on a deep out route. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a deep shot here from the 45. Kupp in motion. Fake the give. Stafford looking his way. He's going to step up in the pocket, avoid a couple sacks, and then tucks it and runs, and then gets to the 41 for 4, so 2nd and 6. No flag on a potential late hit. Good no call. So, of course, should have been brought down the backfield. Not once, twice, held 3, 4, 5 times, and somehow got out of that. Yeah. And then got a few yards and slid, and now runs the bubble screen complete. Cooper Kupp, and he gets to the 31 for 10 yards for number 10 and another Ram first down. As AJ Styles goes for the Styles clash, but then gets pushed out of the ring. Talk about Cooper Kupp all the time, but of course, LA also receiver has a former Nittany Lion and Allen Robinson, who really, after signing with LA this past offseason, has been non-existent, it seems like. Higbee at tight end. Fake the give to Akers. Rolls out. Speak of the devil, Tyler Higbee on the reception. Ball comes out late, but they'll say he's down. So another 4 or 5 yard pickup, and 2nd down and manageable. You know, Rams getting a good drive going and knock on the door as they're in field goal range. But yeah, just making some good plays, putting themselves in good spots, manageable situations, if you will. 5 minutes or so in, as talk about these offenses, but at the end of the night, we saw last night Sunday Night Football, the Buccaneer defense couldn't stop the Chiefs out of the eye. Get another handoff, Cam Akers, as Cooper Kupp set eye candy, if you will, in motion once again, but they stuffed him to the line, maybe a half a yard or so. Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 9, but you know, what defense is going to bend on the break? These offenses, you know, can put up points, of course, but defensively, you also got to stop them. You can't turn the ball over either. Can't have any stupid-ass penalties. Dump off from the flat near side to his tight end Higbee, another Ram first down. So right now, to this point, they couldn't have asked for a better start, but as they enter the red zone, we'll see if they can punch it in or not, or if they're going to have to settle for 3, because 49er defense can get the hell off the field. And the same is going to go for the Ram defense once the 49ers are out on offense. And Jimmy G's a reliable quarterback. Like I said, they're lucky to have kept him. You know, Stafford now Super Bowl winning quarterback as well, out of the gun. Kupp got a motion out of the backfield. That's a false start. So 5 yards back to the 24. They'll replay it down. 9:20 play in the opening quarter. 0-0 if you're just now tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. We're also watching WWE Monday Night Raw as they're in a commercial break for tonight's go-home for Extreme Rules this weekend, as mentioned. But make it 1st and 15 back at the 24-yard line. You've gone to Kupp twice. or Higbee twice, a few more times than that. They've tried to hand off to Akers. Henderson's in the ball game, though right now to Stafford's left, dump off on a screen to 2-7. And he'll get those penalty yards back +1 to the 18, so make it 2nd and 9. But, yeah, defensively, can you make stops? Because if not, your offense is going to be playing catch-up. Just like even with Tom Brady at the helm for Tampa last night. Time ran out on him. And then they turned the ball over, and, Kansas City ended up winning by 10, but 14 points off turnovers. And then they also had turned the ball over, and you capitalized off of that too. So, I mean, like I said, then Stafford goes down on the sack back at the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long. You could have had a 27-24 ball game again, along with a 31-27 final score, give or take. Big if, contingent on if it would have happened, which it didn't. Of course, that's why the game is played. So now this 49er defense is starting to step up, and they bring pressure, and that's another thing. You just got to bring pressure and hope they make some mistakes, and hopefully you can capitalize off it and get a big stop. They allowed them to drive the length of the field for the most part. Midway through the opening quarter, and the 49ers still haven't touched the ball on offense. They'll run a draw on 3rd and long, and they'll kick the field goal. And from about the 21-yard line, it'll be about a 21, 31, we'll say 39, 40-yard field goal. But special teams could be key. Talk about how good the offenses are, and then also the defense got an injured O-lineman. Special teams, along with, and when I say special teams, I'm just not talking about kickoffs, extra points, field goals, even though 1-3 points could be the difference. And the return game, for starting field position. 39-yard field goal officially, because potentially that could start off a good drive. Had touchback on this drive, they'd drive and kick the 39-yard field goal to start the ball game off midway through the opening quarter. So 3-0 Rams with 6:48 to play in the opening quarter. They take up more than half of the first quarter here tonight. Stafford's perfect, 7 of 750 yards passing. Of course, sacked there once, and then they run the draw, and they kick the field goal, so drive stalls. Henderson has a carry for 7 yards. Akers 3 for 6. Stafford, of course, that carry for 4 yards before the slide. Cooper Kupp, though, 3 catches, 27 yards. Higbee 3 and 19 as well, and then Henderson has the screen for a 6-yard pickup out of the backfield. So when we return, we'll see the 49er offense for the first time here tonight. Just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. But in the meantime, we'll take a commercial break and get back to the action momentarily. So also, talk about, potential keys tonight. Time possession, could also be key, as, they just took up more than half the quarter. And very rarely anymore do you see that, especially at the beginning game. Maybe late, in the fourth quarter, if you can run the ball when you need to, home or away and have a lead and work clock. Some teams, it seems like they get in those situations, they forget how to play football. But, of course, go out and have some fun while you're at it, but you need to make plays. There's no lying team, it's team sport. We'll see who steps up here tonight as the Judgment Day Balor and Priest got challenged against Styles and Mysterio, yet they stepped on them, and the Judgment Day pick up the tag team win here tonight on Raw to begin the show. So we'll see what else they have planned. Like I said, Extreme Rules is this upcoming weekend. Keep an eye out for more upcoming videos live right here on the YouTube channel as well, of course, whether that be college football, the NFL, or on pro wrestling. Are we getting a feud with AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio as they're butting heads after this loss? They've teased, of course, AJ joining the Judgment Day. Of course, Rey doesn't have anything to do singles-wise, it seems like. Yeah, they're going AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio's route, no doubt about it. AJ turning heel. Maybe he will join Judgment Day. Dom did, leaving his dad in the dust. But Balor and Priest and Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley come in from behind and attack AJ Styles. So Styles not doing himself a favor there, but of course, this is the route they're taking. So we'll see what else they add for the show. They got a few damn good matches, honestly, with no Roman Reigns advertised in a title match. Got 2 women's title matches, though. Got an Extreme Rules match. Got a Fight Pit match that MMA legend Dan Cormier is going to be a part of. And maybe he'll wake a beast, but back to Monday Night Football, Rams kickoff, and we'll have a touchback on this as well. So 1st and 10, 25-yard line for the 49ers to begin the game as well. Jimmy Garoppolo, former quarterback in Eastern Illinois, traded by the Patriots back in October 17, has been a Niner ever since, of course. Seemed like everybody thought he wasn't going to be in San Fran this year. They're going to move on from him, and he got off-season shoulder surgery. Hung on to him. He took a pay cut, and like I said once again, I'm sure they're glad they held on to him, especially with Lance's broken ankle, as he's out for the season. As now it seems like injuries are starting to pile up for a few teams across the league. But Ayuk on the reception out past the 40 to the 42 for a 17-yard pickup. 1st and 10, 49ers on the opening play. But we cut to commentary. Jimmy Smith, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. Where's Carmella at? You can, of course, look that up on the internet. But from the 40 officially, 15 yards. Motion man Kittle, good block by him and Juszczyk. And Deebo Samuel's their Swiss Army knife. He gets about a yard or so. So, 2nd down and 9. I won't be surprised if these tight ends have, good games here tonight. Higbee and then Kittle playing a second game of the season. But yeah, Deebo Samuel and then Cooper Kupp are your main focus. So who gets open and who makes plays? Juszczyk in motion. Garoppolo out of the gun, dumps it off on the screen, but it's incomplete as it gets hit by the former Pitt Panther, who at the start, of course, of tonight's stream, they're previewing what's to come. He said he was going to retire at the end of last year, but then he had second thoughts after they won the Super Bowl, and of course he's returned. And how do you leave Aaron Donald unblocked? Like, that's just unexcusable. And they got lucky on that. San Francisco didn't have had about it. 3rd and 9 from the 41. So, trips in a bunch near side. Garoppolo going to step up. Caught. Jennings, 1st down on a pickup of 10 out past midfield. So, 1st and 10 Niners. Down 3 here. 5:25 and counting to play in the opening quarter. Have an interview backstage with Bobby Lashley, the United States champion. Mustafa Ali steps up. So, he might challenge for that title in the near future, I'd have to think. But, yeah, with wrestling here, hashtag WWE Raw and hashtag NFL and hashtag Monday Night Football. Out of the eye. Fake the end around, they toss. And then a loss of 2, so 2nd and 12. Back to the other 49-yard line on the wrong side of the 50 now. As they were in Ram territory, now they're back in their own territory. Under 5 to play. But, yeah, with what happened there, of course, Edge and Finn Balor have a match. We had AJ Styles and Edge earlier this year. Of course, Triple H takes over Vince McMahon. But then, with everything that's changed since late July, from SummerSlam on until now, Extreme Rules on Saturday, shaping up to be a good show. Even without a main title match, as Crown Jewel will then be about a month or so later, followed by Survivor Series Thanksgiving weekend. As Jimmy G Pass complete, but they got a 3rd and 5 from officially the. So we spot the ball because it was 3rd and 12, so pick up a 7, probably the 44-yard line. 3rd and 5. Yeah, 3rd and 5 from the 44.5. Garoppolo pump fakes. Another pass complete to Jennings down to the 31. 1st and 10, San Fran. So these offenses are looking pretty sharp to start off here tonight. I mean, I guess still early. Both teams, seems like they have some rhythm and momentum build up. But how long is it going to be until this game, slows down a little bit? Because it seems like they're both on their high horse, and until it settles down, until they settle in, as it seems like they are, no doubt about it. They're making plays defensively. It wasn't until late in the Rams drive the 49er defense finally stepped up. Here we are right on the outside of the 30. Got to delay a game unless a timeout was called. 2:52 to play in the first. Yeah, timeout. It'll be 1st and 10. And they'll take a break. But, when and who is going to step up, one of these defenses is going to start making plays. Because you just can't allow all game to allow these offenses to drive and score on you, because it's just going to turn into a shootout then. Which these two teams have, been in before, but recently, as mentioned, 4 of the last 6 have been decided by 3 points or less. And I'd expect a close game tonight with that, with, a max of 30 points for the winner being scored. So we'll see what gives, as long as I'm sure something will. I'd honestly take the under tonight, if you haven't done so already. But maybe not, though, with how fast they're starting. But it's still a 60-minute game. Still a lot of football left. Garoppolo's really, just been checking it down. They really haven't, aired it out really that much. Just, simple slants over the middle and some screens. So, of course, taking what the defense gives you. But when you start turning that key a little bit more, when are you going to open it up? So, as mentioned, we'll see what it gives, but should be a good game. We've had a ton of close games already this year in the NFL, including this week 4. As mentioned, going into Sunday football last night, and we can also count that game now, too, because that was a 10-point margin of victory. 13 games yesterday were decided by 10 points or less. And 22 total games 4 weeks in have been decided by it's either 3 or 4 points or less. I have to look up that stat once again, as I unfortunately don't have that in front of me. That's on me, but got 1st and 10 for San Fran coming out of break, but as it's 3-0. We got the honorary Oos backstage on Raw. There's the rest of the bloodline, of course, minus the tribal chief himself, unless he pops in. Another toss, and Jeff Wilson off to the races, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown Niners. A sprint to the goal line, and Jeff Wilson for 6. Touchdown Niners from 32 yards out. He turned on the Jets. Good God. Hit the hole and off to the races he went. And the toss was inside, too. It wasn't that far out. And on the left side, good block right there. And then just see ya. So a 75-yard touchdown drive as the Rams had a near 75-yard field goal drive before a 39-yard field goal. So Rams are up 3. 49ers respond and score a touchdown and go at 4 here, 7-3 as we're near the end of the quarter. As this crowd we're not in the Rams' house tonight. We're at Levi Stadium, of course, hosts Super Bowl 50, Peyton Manning's last game. When San Fran's good, they're good. There's really no in between with them, being bad and being good. Like, they're either there or they're not. It's what it seems like, at least. Because they were good. We'll just go back a decade. Of course, they have 5 Super Bowl titles as franchise. So, from Montana to Steve Young, but over the past decade, Jim Harbaugh, who's now at Michigan, sort of got run out of town and then takes over as alma mater in 2015. They are at Indiana this week, by the way, before they host the Blue and White a week from Saturday. Both games at high noon on Fox. And, of course, I'll have live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube as we roll on this college football and NFL season of both Penn State and Pittsburgh Steelers football. So be sure to tune back in live here on YouTube, of course, along with other NFL action and professional wrestling live events, including this week for AEW Dynamite's anniversary on Wednesday night, NFL Thursday Night Football, and then more with Penn State off this weekend on a bye week. More NFL action next weekend, and then we'll get back into the normal schedule after that. But back from break, 2:46 to play in the opening quarter. It's 7-3 San Fran. So, yeah, 2 scoring drives to begin the game as they show off. Talk about almost a decade ago, well, more than a decade ago, 11 years. Back in 2011, this is 2022 already, hard to believe. Yeah. Mike McDaniel is also on that staff. I might add, current first-year head coach for the Dolphins. So Mike Shanahan deserves a ton of credit, no doubt about it. And surprisingly, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. But that's how he won a couple Super Bowls out in Denver with the Broncos, with Elway and TD. But of course, his son Kyle Shanahan's head coach of the Niners. Other assistants on that Redskins staff, as mentioned at the start, Matt LaFleur and Sean McVay. Packers with an overtime win against the Patriots yesterday, 27-24. And then, Mike McDaniel down in South Beach now, as they lost on Thursday night at Cincinnati, and they got a big topic of discussion on their hands with their starting quarterback, who's going to be out next week against the Jets. But from the 25, 1st and 10, and Stafford gives for 2 yards, so make it 2nd and 8. But no, like when Harbaugh was in San Fran, back to original starting point of what I'm currently talking about. They're in the playoffs every year, other than the last year. Once again, it seems like they ran him out of town, because then afterwards, until they got Kyle Shanahan, they were shit. Also made a Super Bowl appearance a decade ago, Super Bowl 47, well, 57 in February. And probably should have beat the Ravens, but Joe Flacco went to Disney World. 3rd and 9, Stafford, he gets sacked, so they'll punt. Niners getting the ball back. Boza on the sack. Of course, his brother's in L.A. with the other NFL team in Los Angeles, a member of the Chargers. But he takes down the L.A. Rams starting quarterback here tonight, and Matthew Stafford. Of course, Nick plays for the Niners, and Joey, 2 former Buckeyes down in L.A. He's gonna come from the outside, cut back in, unblocked, and it's what you can't leave Aaron Donald, the Boza boys, along with a few other defenders on the line, unblocked, unless you're going down, which he did. So, former Steeler Ray McLeod back deep to receive the punt. He'll let it bounce, and they'll down around the 26.5, 27-yard line. 1st and 10, 49ers. From there, but, go back to, Kaepernick taking a knee and hasn't played since. The Niners, from Bill Walsh to Harbaugh with Montana and Young, and then Cap, and now Kyle Shanahan with Jimmy G. As mentioned, when the 49ers are good, they're good. It seems like there's no in between, because when they're bad, they're bad. Like, remember just what was that, 2020? Yeah. Super Bowl 54 loss against the Chiefs a month before COVID hit, and then everybody was hurt, and they don't make the playoffs. Yet, a year later, everybody's healthy. This past year, they make the NFC title game, just as they did 2 years prior. They didn't win it this time around because they lost to these Rams. That's why tonight's game is an NFC championship game rematch on Monday Night Football. And, talk about Jimmy G, like, he's a winner. He can get the job done for you. And with these offenses, once again, it's a run first, pass second, play action, RPO out of the gun, of course. Spread you out every once in a while, but bring the big boys in and get the job done. Just move the ball downfield. The name of the game is to win, because that's all anybody ever remembers anyway. So 7-3, Niner defense with a quick 3-and-out, and we'll get Jimmy G and the 49er offense back out in the field here in a minute. But yeah, Joe Buck and Treichman were on the NFC Championship game call for Fox, and now, of course, working for ESPN. Here they are tonight for Monday Night Football, talking about Jimmy G potentially leaving San Fran, and then he's still there. So he's like, well, all right, but you can also kiss my ass because you wanted me out the fucking door. Like, of course, he's not going to say anything like that in public, but, or at least to the media, but you'd have to think he had to have thought about that. It's crossed his mind at one point in time. Fakes the give, complete Deebo Samuel onto the 41. So another big first down for the Niners. Explosive plays could be key tonight as well. We'll see what it gives. It should be a good game. Last night, to an extent, Thursday night prime time, for the most part, was close until the end. Of course, hopefully Tua is going to be okay moving forward. But I think with the whole concussion thing, once again, I said this last night, I thought more about it, and, to an extent, I think it could go, in a similar way as to the past few years. Talk about rule changes, how the overtime rule finally got changed, at least for the playoffs. Like, yesterday, after he got hurt Thursday night, like, you had guys get dinged up, and then they didn't return. Whether they just got their bell rung or not, it seems like they're holding them out because they don't want to not necessarily allow anything else, to happen, even though they could be going back out there and playing. End of the quarter, they don't get it off, 7-3. They'll switch ends and have it from the 42 when we return. But not necessarily a tough topic to talk about because, as mentioned last night too, like your brain and your heart are your two best and two most powerful organs in your body, among a few others, of course. So they're in a tough spot. It's a tricky situation, no doubt about it. But as I was going to say with, all the close games, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Like, okay, LA drove and kicked a field goal and then 3 and out. 49ers touchdown, okay, end of the quarter. We'll see what happens here, but it's just going to be interesting to see overall what happens tonight and what happens moving forward with, of course, on-field play as always, because that's, why the game's played. We're not watching, just to fucking see them stand there. Like, if we'd want to do that, we'd watch paint dry. So, and then if anything changes at all, because even if so, I mean, honestly, right now, I highly doubt it, because at the end of the day, it's going to come back down to money, and that's all anybody ever cares about. Even though, health, depending on what it is, if you can play through it, all right, but if they're also holding you out, well, there's nothing you can do about it. But at the same point in time, it's football. You put on pads, you put on your helmet, you're going to get hit when you sign up. Like, it's been like this for how long? And I can understand the safety as we take an aerial shot of San Fran in the Bay Area, but Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, which also hosts WrestleMania 31, speaking of WWE, Bobby Lashley and Mustafa Ali on Raw. I believe this is a U.S. title match, but it might be a title contender match, if I'm not mistaken either. Somebody, if you're also watching both, let me know in the comments below. Bubble screen near side. Ayuk caught, first down. Good block by Juszczyk and Kittle. And Kittle has yet to be targeted, which is a little surprising, but, quarterbacks aren't playing bad. They're handing it off and working the screen game, the bubble screen, right there on that play. Kittle in motion here again, and I get Kittle, okay, only the second game of the year, but he's still, as they'll toss near side for about 2.5, maybe 3. One of the best tight ends in the league. Him and Kelsey, among a few others. But I'd be taking a deep shot, because you have this Ram defense backed up. Second drive, you got a 1st and 10, or make it a 2nd and 8, after that toss for 2 yards, after the first down pickup from the 45. They'll run it again, Jeff Wilson, and he gets to the 43, so 3rd and about 5.5, 6 maybe. So, yeah, of course, as always, there's a shit ton of stuff going on and a ton of stuff to talk about, but see if they draw up here. Like I said, I'd be wanting to take a deep shot, but even if you don't convert, it'd be a long field goal from Robbie Gould, and he has the leg. Garoppolo slant, caught, incomplete. Dropped it as he got hit, so they'll punt now for sure. Pit him deep, make him drive on you. You have a 4-point lead at home here, early second quarter, but yeah, just couldn't hold on to it incomplete. So there's that. Bobby Lashley is gonna put the Chris Masters lock on Ali and defeat him. So there's that as well. Not surprising. But touchback on the punt as it hit somebody, it looked like, and then rolled in the end zone. Probably should have been downed inside the 10, to be honest with you. They were pushing and shoving each other way too damn much. So they'll take another break. Seems like tonight might be one of those games we have a shit ton of commercial breaks. But oh well, what can you do? As Lashley celebrates. Yeah, I wonder what direction they're going to go with him because, you know, as a U.S. champ, he's the main champion on Raw. You know, because Reigns is your undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown. They still need to split the titles, but they're not going to be doing that anytime soon. Somebody's running into the ring. Rollins attacking Lashley from behind. All right. A stomp from the Architect. Of course, he's taking on Riddle. Matt Riddle, that is, at Extreme Rules in a fight pit match. Another stomp. And Levi Stadium, that's when he cashed in his Money in the Bank and became WWE World Heavyweight Champ. Hard to believe that'll be 8 years ago next spring. But yeah, they've teased Rollins and the U.S. title again as well, because I mean, hell, they just had a match. What was that, last week prior? But you know, he's been feuding with, as he's gonna have a stomp on Ali now too, ringside. Cody Rhodes and Matt Riddle, it seems like, all year. Yeah, Riddle got his name back, as did Austin Theory, and somebody else that I am drawing a blank on right now. I'm sure I'll remember by the end of the night if I see him. But, well, if you know the answer to that, you can also leave in the comments below. Got a Extreme Rules video package as this Saturday. Bayley will challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title. Let the Carnage do the talking. Up next on Raw, though, we'll have a face-to-face with Rollins and Riddle. But yeah, WWE Extreme Rules should be pretty damn good. There's also an Extreme Rules match between Liv Morgan challenging or defending her title against the former champ, who is challenging once again, and that is Ronda Rousey. So, of course, Lesnar, you know, big crossover star, of course, in pro wrestling before he got into UFC. Of course, now back and has been back for a long time at this point. It's been a while. You know, Rousey comes in, they're getting Daniel Cormier involved, so second and 10, though, from the 20, and they'll hand off Henderson about a yard, 3rd and 9. Yeah, ladder match for the Raw Women's title. Extreme Rules match for the SmackDown Women's title. The fight pit, which we'll have to see what, of course, that entails. Because I believe they've only had one of those matches in the past, if I'm not mistaken. Stafford rolls out, and it's incomplete, and 10 for Allen Robinson. So they'll punt again. They'll go 3 and out. So 3 points on their opening drive, but the 2 drives since, you know, third time wasn't a charm. They still have 3 points to show for. 2 3 and outs, and they got a punt again. So 49ers are getting the ball back. But yeah, the Extreme Rules match for the SmackDown Women's title is Liv Morgan defending against Ronda Rousey. And the ladder match, the Raw Women's title match, is Bianca Belair and Bayley. Edge and Balor is an I Quit match. And then you have a strap match with McIntyre and Cross, Fight Pit with Riddle and Rollins, and a 6-man tag team, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match between Imperium and the Peaky Blinders, Brawling Brutes. So 6 total matches for a potential 3-hour show this weekend. I mean, I would have to think, no doubt about it. Riddle, Rollins, Balor, Edge, McIntyre, Cross are your top 3 matches in that order. Then, I mean, flip a coin for the 2 women's title matches. Hopefully Bayley wins the Raw Women's title. Said when she returned at SummerSlam that I thought by the end of the year she'd be a Raw Women's Champion, challenging Bianca Belair. Of course, they had a 6-woman tag at Clash at the Castle last month now. But singles match for the title, ladder match actually. And then that 6-man tag. See if they had anything else tonight. I mean, you got SmackDown this upcoming Friday. It'll be the not anniversary, but season premiere, just like Raw next week. So maybe, if nothing tonight, maybe for on SmackDown they'll add a match or 2. Maybe for the kickoff show, the pre-show, if you will. And then they'll build towards, Crown Jewel. So we'll see what Rollins has to say. We've got a Fight Pit with him and Riddle at Extreme Rules Saturday, with special guest ref and Daniel Cormier, of course, to get more eyeballs on the product, and rightfully so. I can understand that much. But they'll be face to face, as we're an hour in already. Holy hell. And almost at halftime here on Monday Night Football. Rams with a drive and a field goal. Since then, 2 punts and 49er football game. So they'll start off first and 10 of the 22-yard line, left to right across your television screen right in auto dial. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Garoppolo drops straight back, and then it's going to be incomplete, intended for his tight end in number 89, not George Kittle, but Charlie Warner. Yeah, he didn't fake the give to Wilson. He dropped straight back looking through. Oh my God, he had a man wide open coming over the middle. He had Debo. And I believe it was either Ayuk or Jennings on the near side. So, incomplete, 2nd and 10. They'll come back on a bubble screen, but it's batted down by Jalen Ramsey, incomplete. So, 3rd and 10. So now these defenses, as it, starts to slow down a little bit, they're starting to step up. As, they give us a preview of the Fight Pit. As it seems like, they've only had one of these matches before, and it was at, and this honestly should be the main event Saturday night, I think, especially with the structure. It was in NXT, I don't know how long ago now, but during COVID, I can tell you that, because they still had the black and gold, and then the Thunderdome screen. It was Ciampa and Thatcher. So we might see a lot of tension between these two come together when they face off. Another punt for the 49ers, so Field goal and a touchdown opening drive for both these teams, and then 2 straight punts. Fair catch, signal for 35, 1st and 10 Rams from there. But, I mean, fight pit, it looks like, you know, a Hell in a Cell, a steel cage, but then the top of it, you know, comes out a little bit. You can walk across the top, or at least on the edge around it. So, and Extreme Rules is taking place in the city of Extreme Championship Wrestling. So, crowd will be hot, no doubt about it, before Philly hosts WrestleMania 40 a year and a half from now. So, split screen commercial, back to the action now, Monday Night Football. 1st and 10, Rams from the 35-yard line, down 4 still, 7-3 with 11:30 to play in the half. Skoranek in motion, fake the give to Akers. Stafford rolls out, going to go deep, but dumps it off to Higbee, who breaks a tackle and gets about 7, maybe 8 yards if he's lucky enough. And it'll be 2nd and about 3. So, he pointed for somebody to go deep, but then just checked it out. From the 42, on 2nd and 3, they run a sneak, but I think he might have had some trouble with the snap. But at the same point in time, as soon as the tight end was in motion and the ball was snapped, he just stopped and stood there and was going to block. So maybe that was a designed play like that to get a 3rd and short. Yeah, on 2nd and 3. With fucking 10.5 to play in the first half. Like, a sneak is in. That's an offside. Automatic first down, 5 yards, so 1st and 10 Rams. Unless they say false start. Causing them to jump, which neutral zone infraction, offside. Yep, encroachment. 5 yards, automatic first down on Kevin Givens, unfortunately, from El Tuna High. Yeah. But yeah, on 2nd and 3, you don't sneak it. It's for 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, inches to go on 4th down, give or take. So, Riddle and Rollins talking shit to each other on Raw in this face-to-face. They'll brawl to close this segment out, I'd have to think. But a handoff after the penalty. Another 6-7 yard run up the middle of Cam Akers. 2nd and about 3.
Akers had that fumble last week and had a big one in last year's playoff. Sean McVay was a little critical after the week 1 game against Buffalo on how he was running the football, but very happy with how he's done. Obviously wants him to protect the ball, but as far as seeing the hole and hitting it,
make it 2nd and 4. Cup in motion. It's gone quiet since the opening drive. Maybe a false start. They run a pump fake on a screen and then he dumps it back. Should have been sacked. Complete to Higbee. 1st down, LA again. Yeah, they wanted to hit him on the screen right away, but it wasn't open. So Stafford had to buy some time, even though he was almost getting sacked. That's why he pump faked. And then Higbee gets the 1st down. He doesn't get tackled there. He honestly might have got a few more yards. Hell, he might be in the end zone right now. But from the 38-yard line, another 1st and 10 for LA. So they're going to try to cut this lead, let alone retake the lead with 8:35 to play in the half. 3 timeouts, of course, and 2-minute warning still to come as well. They're going deep. Fake the give. Near side. It's going to be caught at the 20 by Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp with another reception for another, 20-plus yard catch. Officially 18 from the 38 to the 20. Right on the cusp of the red zone. And in the meantime, new set of downs. You get, fresh yardage, 1st and 10 at the 20. And Stafford's under center. Here comes a run. They fake the toss and then hand off. Powell. He'll pow his way for another Ram first down for 11 and a... pick up 11 down inside the 10th and 9. Good block by Allen Robinson. From right on the inside of the 10-yard line. Rams first and goal. And then come back to Cup near side, and he'll be brought down right away. So second down. As Cormier, he's on Raw tonight, but it's via video. As he's up on the Titantron right now, talking about how this fight pit match is going to go down on Saturday between Riddle and Rollins, as he'll be, of course, the special guest ref. So we'll see if he, gets involved one way or another. And then, like I said, if, he awakens a beast or not. But second and goal after no gain on the play. They lose the yard. Yeah, they lost the yard. Back to 11. Over the middle. Ooh, almost picked off. Skoranek, the intended target. He had it, dropped it. Defender dropped it, falls incomplete, and third and goal from the 11. So, I mean, they made a 39-yard field goal. They don't convert here, because they got to score on this player. If they go for it on fourth and goal, already kick it, you cut it to 1, and you're down 7-6. But, I mean, he had nobody else open. He had to go over the middle unless he was going to sack or, he was going to tuck it and run. It was probably a little too late for that. So, trips top of your screen from the 11, third and goal for the Rams. And Stafford in the end zone, incomplete, and intended for Cooper Kupp at the goal line. So fourth and goal, and they'll kick it from the 11. So it'll be about a 29-yard field goal. Made from 39, this from 29. Make it a 1-point deficit. Thank you, Joe Buck. So we got him bugged. Kicks up and good. So 7-6 Niners with 6:22 to play in the half, and they're getting the ball back with 2 timeouts and 2-minute warning to come. Matthew Stafford along with Jimmy Garoppolo and these running backs and receivers, I might add. Pull up some stats. As coming up at halftime, we'll recap this very close weekend in the NFL and preview next week. On top of that, as commercial break on Raw as well, another promo for Extreme Rules this weekend. It seems like the style, other than Extreme, they're pushing. The tagline is "Let the Carnage do the talking." So we'll see how good Extreme Rules is come Saturday with the 6 current matches it has, and if they had anything else. But 6:22 to play in the half of Monday Night Football. 49ers are going to get it back with a 1-point lead now, 7-6 after another Ram field goal. Stafford's 11-16 for 82 yards passing. Eventually, they got to punch it in for 6. They got to score touchdowns rather than have them settle for 3. Cam Akers has 5 carries, 14 yards. Powell 1 for 11. And then Cooper Kupp 5 catches, 43 yards receiving. Higbee has 5 catches, 33 yards as well. Henderson catches 6 yards out of the backfield. Garoppolo is 6 of 11, 70 yards. Jeff Wilson, 4 carries, 34 yards rushing, and a touchdown. So his touchdown and the 2 field goals by LA are your 13 total points here. Ayuk, 2 catches, 26 yards. Debo and Jawan Jennings both have 2 catches, 22 yards apiece. So Where's George Kittle at? And that's the biggest question, I think, for San Fran on offense. And LA just, I mean, offensively for both these teams, you know, to be honest with you, they're not looking, half bad. It's just these defenses now, as this game settled down a little bit after a fast start, they're locked in and they're making stops. So, be 1st and 10, San Fran from the 25. If, of course, this kickoff is a touchback.
Jerry Rice is in the building tonight. Did not see Ron. Well, off to the cartoon world we go. It's been a road of sharp turns for Kyle.
And we will have a touchback. So 1st and 10, San Fran from the 25.
Twitter goes crazy, you know, that those travel cars do not go down Lombards. Yeah, nobody allowed. Just stop right now. I can't believe
Garoppolo pass complete to Ayuk, who was the motion man from the top of your screen. Came down as the ball got snapped and then came back around and went top, and then Garoppolo finds him for a few-yard completion, and now officially a 2nd down and 5 for San Fran. Where are the deep shot? That's the thing I'm wondering, because nobody's really thrown the ball more than 30 yards down the field tonight. They've just been working the sticks and keeping it simple, which is, fine and dandy, but there's only so much you can do unless they, start stopping you. Because, of course you want to keep doing what you're doing until they stop you, until you got to change. Like, why would you want to change unless you're doing something wrong? As Dexter Loomis is going to pop up out of nowhere. And, hell, we might have a match with him and The Miz at Extreme Rules. They might have some sort of weird stipulation for that. But, he might be hiding in his luggage as they're back in the locker room. But from the 33, 3rd and 2, Garoppolo going to tuck it and run and gets a 1st down. So, needed 2, got 3, 1st and 10, San Fran. But, yeah, they're running the ball. Yeah, he's going to sneak into the locker room. Here comes Dexter Loomis from behind as Miz is on the phone. And then, of course, you have an assistant. But then as he tried to grab him, Miz walked away. And then the door gets shut. And then he's going to peek back through. And Graves is probably texting Carmelo like, how the hell did that get leaked? But from the 36, Jeff Wilson again, another 5-yard pickup. Yeah, Kittle, nothing. Like I said, where are the deep shots? And where's Kittle at over the middle? He's been blocking all night for the most part. Hell, he was at Raw a couple weeks ago as they were in San Jose. And then he made his debut, of course, last Sunday night. Now in primetime again on Monday Night Football. But going to have a women's match on Raw with Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae. She returned to the company just recently. Another handoff, about a yard or so. Be 3rd and 3, but yeah, where are these deep shots? Like I said, where's the middle of the field? Because it's been running the football. It's a screen game. It's, slants. It's just working the sticks. But if it's there, once again, why would you want to change what you're doing? You don't want to, do anything stupid and give them an advantage when hopefully ball's in your court and you got to do to find a way to win. So Juszczyk going to be in the backfield on 3rd and 3 out of the gun is Jimmy G. Garoppolo Going to send Kittle in motion to the slot bottom of your screen. Over the middle, though, it's caught. Deebo Samuel at midfield. Breaks a few tackles inside the 40, 35, third, and he's going to be brought down. Nope, he's still going. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, 49ers. What a play. A simple 10-yard pass over the middle, and then Deebo just, he turned on the Jets, and then, stuttered a little bit, broke a few tackles, and then kept going down the near sideline, and 57 yards later is in the end zone touchdown. So 13-6, San Fran on top of LA here with 2:46 to play in the half. So, might add, 49ers are also getting the ball to begin the third quarter. So, if LA offensively can't eventually punch it in, they got to keep settling for 3. This could get ugly. 3rd and 3 and a 57-yard touchdown. Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel with, a little high on the pass. He went up and got it, though, and caught it, and then good block there at the 30. And then some missed tackles, broke a few tackles, and then walks in. That was all Deebo Samuel. He's their Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. Other than, because he hasn't played quarterback for him. I mean, I wouldn't mind putting him in at quarterback if something would happen to Jimmy G, knock on wood, for the 49ers. Because, of course, Trey Lance, is out for the season. Brock Purdy, who they drafted with the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant this past year at Iowa State, former Cyclone, backing up Garoppolo, but Deebo Samuel is fun to watch. No doubt about it. And Mike McDaniel, the former 49er offense coordinator, now Dolphins head coach, talk about that, coaching tree a little bit ago. He went out and got Tyreek Hill in a trade from the Chiefs. Hill's his Deebo he's had in San Fran the past couple of years. Playmakers. Get your playmakers the ball in space and let them work. Simple play like that, he makes something out of nothing and scores a touchdown. So 14-6 now, San Francisco, as LA gets the ball back. But Garoppolo, 8-13, $132 and a touchdown. Wilson has 7 carries, 44 yards, rushing and a touchdown as well. Deebo Samuel, 3 catches, 79 yards. Of course, 57 of those on that touchdown. Catch and run. Ayuk, 3-31, and Jennings, 2-22. And the Rams, just like that, have an incomplete pass. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Very loud defense chants, too. So this crowd's feeding off of the 8-point lead. For sure, as mentioned just a second ago, if they don't start punching in, they got to continue to settle. Might have a long second half on our hands. Halfback draw, Henderson gets a few. 3rd and about medium. 3rd and 5, I want to snap it. 2:12 and counting to play in the half. Yeah, they don't snap it. 2 minutes to play. Troy Aikman ain't walking home, but Joe Buck will. Dun 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 dun. Where's Bo Cephas at when you need him? But 2 minutes to play in the half. 14-6 49ers. Rams on the 3rd and 5. Still got 3 timeouts, so they can convert, get a first down. some time and timeouts, they can, attempt to drive and score here. Got this lead with another field goal. You score, okay, decision to make with the kick the extra point and go for 2 to tie it up 14 then. Either way, the 49ers are going to get the ball to begin the second half, so we'll see how this first half ends, and we'll get into from there. But, coming up here shortly with the first half stats and scores, recap a very close NFL Week 4, and then preview Week 5, and then see what else is going to happen on WWE Monday Night Raw here tonight, and then see how the second half goes, and see who comes out on top of the win and who ends up losing on Monday Night Football. But, of course, as always, just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. I am your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Rams, hashtag 49ers, hashtag WWE, and hashtag WWE Raw, as well hashtag Extreme Rules for the pay-per-view this upcoming weekend, or a premium live event if you're an ass catcher. And as always, chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, and super thanks. Always great appreciated as well. So, 2 minutes to play, 3rd and 5 for the Rams. I mean, if I'm San Fran and I can get a stop with 2 timeouts, I might want to call one of those, or maybe, let the clock run and get the ball back with, about a minute or so to play. Hopefully some good field, and then, you go from there, and then at that point, maybe you score some more points before the half as well, and then also get the ball back to begin the second half. So, big 3rd down here, no doubt about it, because this could, change what's to come in this game tonight. From the 26, empty set, 5 wide for Stafford and the Rams. Henderson going to motion back into the backfield, and Robinson going to move a little closer towards the sideline, all by his lonesome himself near side. 7-yard reception. Cooper Kupp for a Ram first down. And now they'll pick up the pace. 3 timeouts, under 2 minutes to play. New set of downs. I mean, hell, just get in field goal range, cut it to 5, 14-9, but eventually you want to punch this in. If you can score a touchdown, go ahead. So be it. Pass, caught, whatever you do, don't turn it over. That was almost picked. Cooper Kupp again. Talked about Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel earlier, and they're the ones making plays tonight. Stafford going to get on another sack. So, they're not turnovers, but these sacks are killers right now for the Rams. Timeout. Now they're going to let the clock roll. But, man, just talk about the pressure. Yeah. Seems like these offensive lines can't block tonight because he goes down another sack. Be 4th down. San Francisco can call timeout. They'll have 1 remaining with 39 seconds, give or take 25-30 once the punt occurs. And, with 1 timeout, 25-30 seconds, you should be able to get 3 plays off. And if you get a first down or 2, maybe you get in field goal range yourself. So, we'll see what happens here. But, yeah, they bring pressure. Everything except the kitchen sink. And they get the hell off the field again, and the Rams are going to have to punt again. And they have an 8-point lead, going to look to extend it before halftime. They add 41 seconds onto the clock, make it 2 seconds to 41 seconds, They didn't add 41 seconds. We got somebody running on the field. Somebody's streaking. Frank the Tank, what the fuck you doing this Monday night? Come on, man. Yeah. Of course, they're not going to show it, but security's out on the field. He's still running around. But, got a delay with the fan on the field. Rams still going to have to punt, though, on 4th and 22, back of their 20. So, I mean, San Fran should get some good starting field position, you would think. One timeout in, 41 seconds, more like 30, 35 maybe. Yeah, they added 2 more seconds on the clock to get the 41, from 39 to 41. Not from 39, adding 41 seconds, to get to a minute 20, minute and a half. Because then if you're San Fran, you're getting the ball back, that's an eternity with one timeout to do something before halftime. But, for the 49ers to get the ball back here, I mean, honestly, depending on where the drive starts and how the first one and then the second play goes, maybe even a good return down to the 31, 1st and 10 from there with the yardage turned into the seconds as well, 31 seconds to play in the half of the timeout. I mean, go over the middle, work the sideline as your friend in the situation. You should be able to get in field goal range for Robbie Gould to extend this lead to 17-6 at the half. I mean, if not, okay, not really that much of a disappointment, but still, you should be able to score some points, I'd hope. And then also, of course, you'll get the ball to begin the second half. So we'll see what happens here. 1st and 10 Niners from the 31-yard line with 31 seconds to play and a timeout, up 14-6 over the Rams. Kittle in motion. Bubble screen your side. Rare and Cloud. We saw Rey Mysterio earlier as he got turned on by AJ Styles. And a timeout. They run a bubble screen. Get 7. Clock still rolling, though. I mean, they're going to try to get another playoff here, but it doesn't seem like they're in any hurry. Maybe just getting Hail Mary range. That pass going to be incomplete on the slant. Intended for Deebo Samuel. So 3rd and 3. Now it's either you take a shot, you play hook and ladder, or you just take a knee and go into halftime. Still up 14-6. So we'll see what they do here. Like I said, it was contingent depending on what happened there with those first couple plays. They'll be in the gun. Trip stop your screen from the 37. Deep ball far side. And incomplete. Intended for McLeod again. So 2 seconds. Same thing with what I just said. You can heave it, play hook and ladder, or just, take a knee. I mean, why wouldn't you want to take a shot? You don't know, of course, you're going to catch it or not, so. Johnny Gargano walking backstage. And then Dexter Loomis was sitting there, but now he's nowhere to be found as he took out The Miz. All right. And Miz, in the meantime, is holding a drawing that Loomis drew of him and himself. So, we'll see where they can continue to go with that. Gargano's going to be in singles action next on Raw. But in the meantime, Monday Night Football, we do hit halftime with the 49ers up 14-6 on the defending Super Bowl 56 champion Rams. Stafford at the half, 13-19, 97 yards passing. Been sacked 4 times. Cam Akers, 5 of 14 on the ground. Powell is a carry for 11 yards. Henderson, 3 of 13. Cooper Kupp. If the 49ers can shut down Cooper Kupp, they don't have anything else to show for other than Tyler Higbee. The running game's sort of their 3 backs, but, not much, even though it is balanced. Higbee has 5 catches for 33 yards. Cooper Kupp, 7 catches, 58 yards. He's been targeted 10 times of Stafford's 19 attempts, so 50%. Garoppolo's 9 of 17 for 138 yards passing and a touchdown. He hasn't been sacked at all. So right now the difference in this game is the Rams' offensive line getting pushed back by the 49ers front four and front seven and taking down Stafford as many times as they have. And I mean, an 8-point lead's an 8-point lead at halftime. You know, they rushing touchdown from 32 and then a passing touchdown from 57. Talked about explosive plays. So Garoppolo 9 of 17 as mentioned for $138 and a touchdown. Wilson has 7 carries, 44 yards rushing and a score. And then as Boomer Chris Berman gives us some highlights from yesterday, we'll update these scores in a minute. Deebo Samuel has 3 catches, 79 yards and a touchdown. Hasn't caught a ball though since that 57-yard touchdown catch and run. Ayuk 331, Jennings 2 of 22. So defensively, I mean, honestly, well, the Rams need to do more than the Niners do because the 49ers already sacked them 4 times. And if they can stop Kupp, basically nobody else other than Higbee, because the running game's there, but it's not much. You know, the Rams need to stop Samuel and then also put Jeff Wilson down. So it still could come down to the wire. You know, big 4th down stop, turnover late, one of those type of games. So yeah, 14-6 your halftime score. Both teams on 3rd down. A little less than 50%. The refs have let them play. We've only had a penalty for 5 yards on both teams, so 2 for 10 total. Of course, the Rams, as they had the ball for half the first quarter, they lead time possession by about 5-6 minutes. But yeah, 14-6 your halftime score. Here tonight on Monday Night Football, but week 4, as we'll wrap up tonight with this game, began last Thursday night on Thursday Night Football with the Bengals defeating the Dolphins 27-15. Yesterday across the pond in London, we had the Vikings defeat the Saints 28-25. Falcons won by 3 as well at home against the Browns 23-20. Cowboys 25-10 win against the Washington Redskins football team Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them once again. A shootout in Motown, but that's nothing new. 48-45 for the visiting Seattle Seahawks and a 3-point margin of victory. 7-point win for the Titans at Indy, 24-17, as they've now won 4 in a row all time in the series against the Colts, which is a franchise record, the longest streak they've had, which honestly is a little surprising, but at the same time it's not, because the Colts, at least when Peyton was there, they owned the division. And then even, you know, with Andrew Luck and up until recently, the Colts have had a new starting quarterback every year since Luck. That South's still up for grabs. Jacksonville's playing, you know, pretty good. They went to Philly yesterday, however, and lost by 8, 29-21. I still think it's going to come down to the Titans and Colts, though. But, you know, watch out for Jacksonville. Houston, of course, they're in the division as well. They lost to them by 10, 34-24 against the other LA team in the Chargers. Also yesterday in the National Football League, Giants beat the Bears 20-12. As Chicago muffed the punt late, and then Big Blue sealed it. So the Bears aren't finding ways to win; they're finding ways to lose, it seems like. Speaking of losing, the Steelers have now lost 3 in a row, unfortunately. They'll move forward with Kenny Pickett, the quarterback, it looks like, after he came in after halftime yesterday at home against the New York Jets, and those goddamn New York Jets won by 4, scoring with under 30 seconds to go, 24-20 over the black and gold. Bills won on a field goal at Baltimore, 23-20. Cardinals 26-16 win at Carolina, defeating the Panthers. The Raiders road to victory against Russell Wilson and the Broncos, as Josh McDaniels picked up his first win as the Raider head coach against the team that used to employ him as head coach in the Denver Broncos. 32-23 your final score there in Vegas. So the silver and black rolled the dice, and they picked up a W. In overtime, the Packers won by 3, 27-24. As time expired, defeating the Patriots. So, of course, if Crosby would have missed the field goal, they would have tied at 24. And then last night on Sunday Night Football, we talked about this earlier with the defense. You know, offensively, you can do all you want, but defense doesn't stop you. Well, keep doing what you're doing. No shit. Tonight, same thing. You're going to be playing catch-up if, speaking of the Rams, like, they have 2 field goals to go for. We haven't had a turnover yet, so keep an eye out for turnovers in the second half, I think. You know, we'll see what we get. It's 14-6 your halftime score, but they got to eventually punch it in, and they got to get some stops. And then along with, you know, driving the ball. It seems like whenever he's not getting sacked, they're able to move the football. So, yeah, 41-31 your final score on Sunday Football last night. Super Bowl 55 rematch between the Chiefs and Bucks, with KC picking up the win. As the Chiefs actually will be on Monday Night Football next week against the Silver and Black, and I'll have live watch along reactions live here on YouTube of that as well, so be sure to tune back in. Of course, we'll watch WWE Monday Night Raw on top of that, as come back to Gargano's match and Austin Theory still growing out his beard on commentary with his Money in the Bank briefcase. Could have a match with those two potentially sometime soon for that briefcase, I would have to think, but only time will tell. In the meantime, from now until week 5 begins, we'll have 2 full days off, of course, tomorrow on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, though, we do have a college football game, and it's SMU UCF, and a game was supposed to take place this past weekend, but moved because of Hurricane Ian, Sharknado, Ian Ziering. But then the NFL will have Thursday Night Football this Thursday, October the 6th in Denver, as the Broncos will be in prime time for the 3rd time in 5 weeks. Monday night week 1, Sunday night last week, and then Thursday night home game against the Colts in the Peyton Manning Bowl. So Colts Broncos on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video, and I'll have live watch on reactions live right here on YouTube of that as well, so be sure to tune back in for that. Which the upcoming schedule is as follows. Thank you, of course, for tuning in tonight. And if you've tuned in at any recent time, Wednesday for AW Dynamite, the anniversary show. I was in attendance at the anniversary show last year. There's videos from that live here on the YouTube channel. So streamed, of course, first one and the second one. Well, the first one was the debut. So Wednesday will be the 3-year anniversary for Dynamite on TV, of course. Not on TNT anymore, but TBS, still part of Turner and Warner Brothers Discovery. And then on Thursday, no Penn State college football this week because they're off on a bye week. Steelers at Buffalo on Sunday. So 1-1-1 for the NFL from now until next Monday, with wrestling on Wednesday. I would have live watch along reactions of WWE Extreme Rules on Saturday, but wink wink, keep an eye out for some more upcoming videos as well. And then so AW on Wednesday, NFL Thursday Night Football with Colts and Broncos, Steelers Bills next Sunday at 1 o'clock. Might even throw in, haven't fully committed to it yet, the NFL London game Sunday morning with the 3-1 Giants and the 3-1 Packers from across the pond Sunday morning at 9:30. because it'll be the second of the three, London games, with the third at the end of the month with the Broncos and Jaguars, which could also still be a damn good game in a few weeks. As I didn't do live watch along reaction stream yesterday for the first of the three London games with the Vikings and Saints, so I'd like to get one of these next two, maybe Sunday. If not, then it'll be the third and the last one of the three with the Jags in their home away from home in England, taking on the Denver Broncos. And then, of course, the NFL is going to Germany next month, along with down to Mexico City again. So we'll have live watch-along reactions of those games as well. But maybe two NFL games next Sunday. One for sure. Steelers-Bills at 1 o'clock. Might add in that London game next Sunday morning. Haven't fully decided, committed to it 100% just yet. I know I'll watch it, but streaming, I once again do not know at this point in time. But just, of course, as always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. That's the easiest way to stay up to date. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you can stay up to date. And once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Then, of course, next Monday for Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw, with the Raiders and Chiefs from KC. And then Raw will be in Brooklyn with DX. So the difference right now in this first half, 14-6 lead for the Niners on top of the defending Super Bowl champion Rams. I mean, the two big explosive plays, no doubt about it. I don't even know what Troy Aikman's saying right now. Maybe I'm saying something similar, maybe I'm not. I respect Joe Buck and Troy Aikman a lot. I think they're the best announced team in the National Football League in 2022. Followed by on Amazon Prime, with being a big college football fan myself, Kirk Herbstreit is this generation, my generation's number one color commentator. And as Dan good at his job, and rightfully so, as the Rams kick off. And then, of course, Al Michaels is Al Michaels. So it's Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit. And, you know, the Thursday night broadcast is a very similar broadcast to what Sunday Night Football has had and still has. You know, with Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. Can't forget about them. It seems like I always do when I bring this up. But, yeah, Buck and Aikman, along with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. I'd say Tirico Collinsworth is 3. Even though, yeah, no doubt about it, sometimes can't stand good old CC Waterback. Then it's the new Fox team of Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olsen, but then Brady's going to replace him once he retires, followed by, of course, Jim Nantz and Tannerama, because I just can't stand that homo. All right, what do we got on Raw? Johnny Gargano losing his match, and then him and Theory going at it. And then here comes the monster among men, the monster among monsters. Braun Strowman has returned recently. So seems like he'll be in a match next. But yeah, I'd say the difference back to that, the 2 explosive touchdowns by the 49ers, whereas, you know, the Rams haven't been able to punch it in because the Niner defense has, you know, held down the fort. They've stood their ground. They've bent but not broke. Garoppolo gonna avoid a sack and then dumps it off, but it's incomplete. So 3rd and 10 to begin the half. Make it 2nd and 10, second and 10. As they did pick up a first down there before that last play. I mean, the run game's there for the most part for both teams. You know, San Fran has just Jeff Wilson. You know, LA has 3 guys, but, you know, those totals are equaled out to what Jeff Wilson has by himself. But I think it's the offensive line of the Rams not being able to block the San Francisco front four, the front seven. Because 4 sacks on Stafford, they've been able to move the ball, but whenever he gets sacked, they just end up having to punt, it seems like. So we'll see what it gives this second half, and as always, I'm sure something will, but where the hell is George Kittle at? Get him the damn ball. And, of course, keep giving some carries to Jeff Wilson, work him into the screen game. Deebo Samuel as well on offense. Get him the football as they did on the touchdown. And, go from there. He's used checks in motion. So, 3rd and 5 from the 49. Garoppolo complete. Deebo Samuel, but he's going to be brought down right away. No gain on the play. 4th down, no punt. So, talked about it earlier. This game's on the line. What defense going to bend doesn't break. At least LA was able to get off the field there, rather than allowing this game to potentially get out of hand. Because it's 14-6. They could have scored before halftime. They didn't. They could have scored here on their opening second half drive. They didn't. So it's still 14-6. When it honestly could have been 17, 20, a max of 28-6 right now. But still 14-6. They'll down the punt around the 18-yard line. So 1st and 10 Rams from there. Down 8. Touchdown, 2-point ties it. You got to quit selling for field goals, though. You got to eventually punch it in. And we'll see, of course, if they can or not. But, yeah, so with all that being said, back to this NFL preview now for next week. As mentioned, Week 5 will begin on Thursday Night Football with the Colts and Broncos. And then we'll have the second of the 3 London games next Sunday morning between the Giants and the Packers. Potentially, we'll have live watch-along reactions of that game live here on YouTube. I will for sure have live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube of Steelers and Bills next Sunday at 1 o'clock, so be sure to tune in for that. Also next Sunday, you got the Chargers in Cleveland taking on the Browns. Bears at Minnesota. Got the Lions in Foxborough taking on the New England Patriots. That should honestly be a damn good game because Detroit's averaging 35 points a game right now. They're 1-3. And then New England's coming off a 3-point loss in overtime at Green Bay. And a quarterback situation because of an injury. Mac Jones did not play yesterday because of a back injury, along with an ankle sprain. Bailey Zappi comes in after Brian Hoyer goes down early. Rookie out of Western Kentucky. Sneaky good game Sunday between Detroit and New England, I think. But, of course, if Bailey Zappi would start, we all know Belichick's record against rookie quarterbacks. So, with that being said, as mentioned, Thursday Night Football is Colts, Broncos. On Sunday, you got the Giants and Packers, Steelers, Bills, Chargers, Browns, Bears, Vikings, Lions, Patriots. Also, Seattle and New Orleans between the Seahawks and Saints. Miami is going to play at New York without Tua. Got Falcon, Bucks, Titans, Skins, football team in Landover, Maryland, now known as the Commanders. So Tennessee and Washington. Texans, Jags, 49ers will be at Carolina. So that should be a damn good game too, I would think. Carolina, they're 1-3, but Matt Rule might be fighting for a job, no doubt about it. And I've been saying now for a couple years, if it doesn't work out, he'll land on his feet in college somewhere and be perfectly fine. But now, it seems like everybody's saying that, but I'll digress. They've been in a lot of close games. They just haven't, found ways to win. Talk about a quarterback situation potentially, and still Christian McCaffrey. The defense is playing good, but of course they're still getting more points than they score. So I would think the Niners would beat them. Maybe that's the dagger, but you got San Fran and Carolina. The Cowboys will be at the Rams. So that'll be America's Game of the Week on Fox. And then Eagles in Arizona take on the Cardinals. So depending on where you're at, you could get one of those two games at 4:25 on Fox next Sunday. Sunday football, Bengals, Ravens, followed by next Monday night, of course, with the Raiders going to Kansas City, take on the Chiefs in the AFC West battle. So Sunday night, Monday night, two divisional matchups with, I mean, honestly, next week, probably the best game. Honestly, I mean, the way the Giants have been playing, might be that 9:30 a.m. kick on NFL Network. Across the pond against Packers, who will become the 32nd final NFL team to play overseas. I'd have to say that. Giants, Packers, I mean, Steelers, Bills will be down to the wire. Low-key, under-the-radar game, I think, Lions, Patriots. We'll see how Miami plays a full game without Tua, like I said on Thursday night, though. If they can find a running game and keep it simple for Teddy Bridgewater, which they did, they were going to have a chance. And they had a lead in the second half, and then, playing on the road in a hostile environment in Cincinnati in prime time just seemed like it was a little too much. And, Bengals started making some plays, and they found a way to win. So Miami no longer undefeated, as Philadelphia's alone unbeaten at 4-0. They'll be in Arizona, as mentioned, taking on the Cardinals. Hopefully J.J. Watt's going to be okay as well. Of course, he played yesterday, but has had some heart problems over the past week or so. So he said. So Dolphins-Jets could be a good game because New York, of course, coming off a big win against the Steelers yesterday. And then, I mean, you keep going down the list. I mean, yeah, all the focal points going to be on Dallas and LA. But, Cowboys look perfectly fine without Dak to begin with. And I said it with Cleveland, with Brissett playing pretty damn good. And then once Watson comes back, they're in a spot, like, why would you want to change, what you have going on? That could get interesting. Well, Dallas is in the, similar situation, it seems like right now. Once Prescott returns, potentially soon over the next few weeks, give or take, before their bye week rather than after their bye week. Cooper Rush is 3-0 as the start of this year. 4-0 all time. Won on Halloween last year at Minnesota on Sunday Football. Of course, came in late week one in the loss against Tampa. But then since Dak went down, Dallas has won 3 in a row with Cooper Rush. And they'll be in LA taking on these Rams, who are still down 8 on Monday Night Football tonight. 14-6, and they got a second down and 10 with 8:51 to play in the third quarter. So everybody's going to be talking about that Cowboy Ram game. Sunday football honestly ain't that bad, but Baltimore is just letting games slip of the tongue. I would think the Chiefs will probably put it to the Raiders at home because they normally fucking do. The Raiders coming off the first one of the year, and the Chiefs looked unstoppable last night, so it could be a trap game though. But Week 5 looks pretty damn good looking ahead towards next week with some good games. So that's that, of course. Once again, in the meantime, thanks for tuning in and listening, and let me know in the comments below who you have winning here tonight. 8:08 and counting, playing the third, 14-6. Niners, empty set, and on 3rd and 3, pass was complete to number 1, Allen Robinson, and he's going to be his number short, 4th and a yard. I'd kick it. Take your points. You're on the road. You're down 8. You make it, which you've already made 2 field goals. You're down 5. You get the hell off the field on defense again. Touchdown takes the lead. Rather than if you go for it here, don't get it, of course, you're giving them the ball back with nothing, then you're still down 8. But if you get it, okay, you drive, maybe kick a field goal, you're still in that same situation. But if you score, well, you cut the lead now, and then you take this game into the fourth quarter. This game's going to come down to the wire in the fourth quarter, it seems like, anyway. They go for it on 4th and 1, handoff Cam Akers, and he gets the first down on a pick up of 4 yards. So, drive will stay alive, be new set of downs, and now you got to punch it in for 6. You can't settle for 3. You got to score a touchdown now. I mean, if of course it still comes down to you still got to kick the field goal, so be it. Take the points. I would have kicked it there to begin with. That would have been from what? A decent distance. I mean, he made from 39 and 29, and the ball spotted now after a 4-yard gain at the 22. So from the 26, 36, 44, 45-yard field goal. Stafford going to avoid a sack, and then he does go down for a loss of 1. Don't have to technically count that as a sack for Boza and maybe a few others. They'll split it, but yeah, another sack. 5th of the night by the Niner defense. Back at the 23 on 2nd and 11. And Stafford going to step up, pump fakes, and then dumps it off, but it's incomplete. They wanted a flag. These refs are letting them play tonight. Fuck, we've had 2 penalties. There's a late flag, maybe a defensive hold, but now make it 3 total penalties. We've had 1 penalty for 5 yards against the Rams and 1 penalty for 5 yards against the Niners. Another 5-yard penalty. It's illegal contact, but it is an automatic first down. So Rams, new set of downs again, 1st and 10. I don't know about that. That's, yeah, I'd let him play. That's a questionable call. Like, you've let him play at this point, and then you throw something like that for whatever fucking reason. Like, I don't agree with that either. They run a toss to Akers. Of course, he's wearing OBJ's number 3, who is still, you have to sign with anybody, but of course he's still rehabbing a knee injury and should be, good to go by, say next month sometime. He blew his knee out in February. And, 6 to 9 months from there, we'll see where he ends up. If it's not back in LA, I doubt it'll be anybody in division. Might be, back in the Midwest or on the East Coast somewhere. Just depends on who he thinks going to have a good chance to go win another Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp on a bubble screen near side. He gets out of bounds after a nice big catch and run. Got a 1st and goal inside the 10 now at the 7. And tonight has absolutely flown by. It's already 10 o'clock. Fake the give, and then incomplete, intended for Higbee. The 2nd and goal from the same spot.
Yeah, that's one I know that Stafford would like to have back. I know that he's under pressure, but this should not have been a hard throw for him. And he drops it down, which we see, and so when you do, he pulls it, and he knows it. Because if he gets it to Higbee there, he probably scores.
Trips top of your screen, 3rd and goal. And a fade, incomplete. 10 for Allen Robinson. So now it'll be 3rd and goal. That was 2nd goal. I misquote. My bad. For sure. 3rd and goal from the 8. Same formation. Stafford intercepted and dropped it. Intended for Higbee, incomplete. So 4th and goal, they'll have to settle for 3. They'll still kick it. It'll just be a shorter field goal from the 45-yarder it would have been. This will be from, about 25, 26? He's already made from 39 and 29. Lucky that wasn't picked off. He was going for Higbee. If he would have waited another second, hell, he had Henderson wide-ass open, and he would have walked in for a touchdown. 26-yard field goal for Matt Gay. Kicks up and good, 14-9 with 4:25 to play in this third quarter. So, we'll see what happens when we return, but Bailey, a native from the Bay Area, cutting a promo and a contract signing. And she'll challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title this weekend at Extreme Rules in a ladder match. And hopefully she wins it. There's the Golden Gate Bridge. As we'll look ahead, LA's had the ball a good 10 minutes more than San Francisco has, but they still trail by 5. All right. If they can find a way to take the lead, both teams have a running game, and that time of possession lead, as much as you hold on the ball, hopefully you can hold on to it a little bit longer and you can work clock. Thing is, once again, remember, no turnovers by either team yet. So keep an eye out for a turnover or two here in this final 20 minutes of play tonight on Monday Night Football, as the Niners will get it back up 5, 14-9, 4:25 to play in the third. Both teams all 3 timeouts, but 2 touchdowns to show for, 32-yard run and 57-yard pass for the Niners. Matt Gay has 3 field goals. All the Rams have show for are 3 field goals from 39, 29, 26. They got to punch it in if they want to win this game. Fumble, turnover. Speak of the devil. They recovered. Got a pile. Here come the Zebras. They've only thrown 3 penalties. They say 49ers ball is a luckily recover. So, first and 10, San Fran from see if the ball's going to be spotted after all that. Should be out past 20, near 25. That's a clear-cut fumble. Yeah, they're lucky to be right there to recover it. Been a good game. Yeah, out past 25 to 27, but there's Juszczyk on the catch. And down the far sideline, lower his shoulder, and into Ram territory he goes as he rams his way for a 49 first down. 35-yard catch and run as they dumped it off to him in the flat, top of your screen. Man, that's tough to watch if you're a Ram fan, which I'm not, but that's a big play. Jeff Wilson on the give for about 6. So make it 2nd and 4 with 3:33 and counting here to play in this third quarter. Where is George Kittle at, though? That's make it 2nd and 5. Where's Kittle? I'd be going to 85 over the middle. He's going to line up on the line, bottom of your screen. Use check in motion. Right to left. Crush television screen right down, no doubt. Hand off. Jeff Wilson again. Yeah, keep running it until they stop it. No doubt about it with that, too. 8-yard run, first down. Inside the 35. As Raw continues, of course. Bailey and Bianca Belair in a contract signing, but in the meantime, we got damage control beating up on Bianca's co-workers, her colleagues, and Alexa Bliss and Asuka, and then Bailey just beating her to hell in the middle of the ring now. So Oscar from the 25. They run a toss. He cuts back Jeff Wilson for 9. And make it 2nd and 1.
Western Michigan. What Debo Samuel. It's not all about him running the ball and catching the football. He gets in there and does the dirty work, and he's not alone. All these guys do, and they do it for the 49ers, the receivers do, and they do it for the Rams. Talk about the pedigree of these two coaches and their lineage together. Well, that's a big part of it. Everybody gets involved.
Use check. Down inside the 10 at the 8. Another first down for the 49ers. Can't forget about the fullback as Debo lined up in the backfield, but use check there to block for him, and then they give a fullback dive, and good block by Ayuk. Might have been a hold, but first down 49ers. You got to punch it in. You got to extend your lead. I mean, field goal makes another 8-point lead, but, you know, touchdowns, 2 scores going into the 4th. And you've been able to stop one defense for the most part, force them to 3 field goals. Like, you're going to be in good company as that pass is caught by Debo Samuel on a screen. Makes his way to the half-yard line, so 2nd and goal from there. About a 9-second differential between the game clock and play clock, so they will have to snap at least once more. You know, might have a 2-score lead here at the end of 3 in a matter of seconds. And he's down right there. Yep.
So after the field goal by the Rams,
out of the eye. Maybe run a play action to your tight end. Nope, you hand off Jeff Wilson. He gets drilled. Shit. Bobby Wagner hits him at the line of scrimmage and drives him out of bounds to end the 3rd quarter. Big stop. They got a 3rd and goal. And they'll switch ends. Got to go the distance, pull it down the other end zone. But got a 3rd and goal from the 1 for the Niners. Begin the 4th quarter with 15 minutes to play here tonight. On Monday Night Football in a fast-moving game, to say the least. 14-9 your score with the 49ers up on the defending Super Bowl champs. Matthew Stafford, 20 of 30 for $164. He's been sacked 5 times, though. And they trail by 5. Henderson, 4 of 16. Akers, 7 of 15. And Powell has a carry for 11 yards. Cooper Kupp, though, 11 catches, 95 yards receiving. Higbee, 6 of 45. Skoranek has a catch for 16 yards now as well. Henderson, 1 for 6 now, and Robinson has 1 catch, 2 yards. Jimmy Garoppolo, 13 of 22 for 200 yards on the dot and a touchdown. Jeff Wilson, 13 carries, 71 yards, and a score as well. And then Deebo Samuel leads the 49ers in receiving, 5 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Juszczyk 135 to begin this drive, and then also another first down run to get him the goal to go from the half-yard line, as Deebo Samuel has a 57-yard receiving touchdown. Jeff Wilson, a 32-yard rushing touchdown, and Matt Gay, 3 field goals. So 14-9 here at the end of 3. Ayuk, 3 catches, 31 yards. Jawan Jennings, 2 of 22. And then Kittle does have a catch for 20 yards, but like, even though he only had, 2 catches last week, they're working him in slowly but surely in his second game here tonight of the year after being out with an injury to begin the season. You got to go to George Kittle more. I mean, you could go to him here, 3rd and goal from the 1, but at the same point in time, or is a 2nd goal from the 1. It's either 2nd goal or 3rd goal from the 1 here at the beginning of the 4th. I'd be, running the football. Punch it in. Go up 21-9. Put the pressure on them.
Tonight's area coverage brought to you by Goodyear. This is now the 15th game this week. It's within 1 score in the 4th quarter.
15th game this week when there's 16 games played. 15th game this week. Entering the 4th quarter, we got a 1-score game. That's crazy. Garoppolo looking to throw. And he goes to Kittle. Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle for 6. What I say, run play action, your tight end potential here. Even though, you want to run it. Kittle on a 1-yard touchdown reception, make it 20-9. Left foot's down. And, that's incomplete. Right's out. Yeah, that's going to be incomplete after review. Yeah, they'll have to replay it. As WWE gives us the Extreme Rules graphics with the preview for all the matches to come this weekend.
So then it would be 4th and goal.
Yeah, it's incomplete. Yeah, he had 1 foot down, but not 2. At Iowa in college, that would have been a catch for George Kittle, but it falls incomplete. You got to kick it. Take your points. Because if you go for it, don't get it on 4th and goal from the 1, there's something wrong. Okay? And then if you give up a big 99-yard drive to have them score a touchdown, and you don't have this field goal up 8, you're going to be down. Yeah, analytics say go for it, but common sense says to kick it, and Kyle Shanahan's smart, so you kick the field goal here with Robbie Gould. Now, if you miss, well, then you say, well, you should have went for it, no doubt about it, but you do kick the field goal here. I'd be kicking it too, because like I said, he makes it, all right, you're up 8 again, 17-9. He misses, okay, you're still at 5, but if you go for it and don't get it, and they drive on you and score and take the lead, and you don't have this field goal that you should have kicked it on, that's going to be the difference at the end of the night. So they take a delay a game to give Robbie Gould some more room to kick it, rather than a easier chip shot. He'll have a further 5-yard field goal, 25 yards. Rather than a 21-yarder. Or a 21-yarder. Field goal's up and good. He's good as gold. From Lock Haven. He played at Penn State. Long-time Bear. They should have never got rid of him. And played for the Giants in 15, and then he's been in the 49er ever since. And Robbie Golds kicks up and good. 17-9, another 8-point lead for San Fran here, early fourth quarter.
Oh, come on, man. I just wanted to break this crunch up. Sorry, there's nothing I can do to it. I bet it's lunchtime now. If I make an exception for you, I have to make an exception for everybody. You're literally. That's a good point. More people make it. Things like that.
I guess WWE dropped another QR code for the White Rabbit, whoever that might be. We'll see if we get a debut of that, say, I don't know, at Extreme Rules or sometime soon. The Magic Eye code translate to 10822. Of course, this Saturday's date is October the 8th, 2022. And 10 for the month of October, 8 for the day of the month, and then 22 for the year. Yeah, 10/8/2022 is the date of Extreme Rules. So QR code leads you to a graphic, and then that code, if you decode it, it translates to 10822. And I guess they're telling a story out of the Bible with regaining strength as soon as his hair grew back, and he was able to destroy the temple. So, is it going to be Rotunda? Is it going to be Husky Harris? Is it going to be the Eater of Worlds? Is it going to be the Fiend? Is it going to be Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt in lieu of a new character? Only time will tell, but they did play White Rabbit during commercial break tonight. So Jefferson Airplane is going to be played Saturday at Extreme Rules, one way or another, I think. You know, matter of fact, fact of the matter is, does something come out or not? We'll see. Got an injured Ram as we begin the fourth quarter. They got the ball down 8 here after the 49ers field goal to go back up 8, 17-9 your score. And probably just pulled his hamstring. From the 19, 2nd and 12. Stafford dumps it off to Henderson on a screen. He gets those 2 yards they lost back, so 3rd and 10 for the 21. These third downs are going to be crucial for the Rams. If you stop Cooper Kupp, even Higbee a little bit, the Rams are nothing. Pass high, incomplete, intended for Kupp, and it falls incomplete as mentioned, and the Rams will punt. So San Fran getting the ball back, up 8. And if they score on this next drive, they could put this game away, especially with a touchdown. Go up 24-9. Okay, the Rams 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. You know, you're down 2 scores, but even if they kick a field goal, you're down 2 scores. You know, all right, you need a touchdown, 2-point, a field goal to tie at 20 then. Down 11. But down 24-9 as Ray McLeod gets a return out to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 Niners. So, Bubba, these Rams ain't looking too good tonight. They'll take a TV timeout, commercial break here. Got a singles match on Raw ongoing in the meantime, but yeah, if I'm the Rams, this is just frustrating to say the least, no doubt about it. But you know, they've had their chances. But yeah, 24-9 makes it a 15-point game. So you're still gonna have to go for 2 on one of the touchdowns, if not both, you know, when it comes down to it, because like 15 points if they'd score here, you being down then by that many with less than 15 to play is going to be tough, especially on the road when you haven't done a damn thing tonight. Like, they dug themselves a hole early. You know, good start, okay, field goal drive, but then the 49ers scored a touchdown drive. And then it was 7-6, and then 14-6. And, you know, 14-9, now 17-9. Hopefully you listened when I said take the under, but they haven't been able to punch it in. It'd be a different story if the Rams have a touchdown or 2 right now. You know, they have not been able to score a touchdown. Of course, same point in time, the 49ers haven't scored a touchdown since Deebo Samuel walked in. All right? Robbie Gould just kicked the field goal. Rams go 3 and out. 49ers are getting the ball back. And they could do some damage now if they want to, which I hope to God at any point in time in the game you want to. But especially late, when you have a lead at home, you want to put the game away, we'll see if they can or not. You know, field goal, make an 11-point lead. Touchdown, make a 15-point lead with under 15 to play. So, talked about turnovers. We have yet to have a turnover tonight. So, we'll see. But from the 45, 1st and 10 for San Fran after a pretty good punt return. And they'll hand off Jeff Wilson. Why not? Been able to run it all night to begin with, but with a lead, home or away, hopefully you can run the football when you need to work clock. Oh shit, we got a fight on the Rams sideline between teammates, so frustration coming out, no doubt about it. Shit. He taking his fucking pads off and going to the locker room? He gonna pull an OBJ? Or an Antonio Brown? Not between teammates, no. I mean, Washington did it last year when they went to Dallas and got blown out. Lost again yesterday down in the Big D as well, but yeah, 4 penalties in total tonight, no turnovers. That's why this game's just flown by. It's 10:30. We're almost done with the game. Hell, Monday Night Football might get over before Monday Night Raw. Got a hold, 10 yards already played down, but yeah, that's just frustration. That's all that is. I'm sure something was said, and, they wanted to fight each other. But
Yeah, good blender. He's played pretty well for the 49ers.
yeah, probably a good call. Yeah, because it opened the hole for the run. Yeah, that's a good call. From the 38, make it 2nd and 17. Garoppolo looking to throw, and dump it off Kittle. And for 4 he goes, so be 3rd and 13 with under 12 to play. They're up 8. And if you got a punt, all right, it's fine. Your defense been able to get Stafford all night. You've sacked him a total of 5 times for 40 yards, so bend but don't break, once again, when it comes down to it. And then talk about turnovers. If I'm San Fran here, Kyle Shanahan, I mean, yeah, I'm throwing on 3rd and 13. You might want to run a draw, though, but, I mean, probably a screen. But if you're not going deep, you're working something over the middle or towards the, they run a bubble screen. Deebo Samuel, get your best player on offense the ball in space, and he breaks another tackle inside the 30, where he's brought down at 1st and 10, San Fran. Wow. He's a little slow to get up, though. I was going to say, yeah, work something over the middle of your tight end or, an out route toward the sideline. Of course, you don't want to stop the clock, though, too. So, yeah, good play call. Deebo Samuel, ooh, his left leg. Now we got a scuffle. We're going to have a fight. Where's Ryan Day and Greg Schiano at when you need them? Going to reset the play clock. Yeah, you're going to have to. Deebo going to come out. Jalen Ramsey trash talking, but he doesn't have much room to talk because he really hasn't done shit tonight, let alone the whole fucking year. I think that fame's gone to his head now recently, too. Alright, so from the 29, 1st and 10. They run a toss. This, yeah. Oh, fuck. Big hit, and then 2 teammates hit each other helmet to helmet on that tackle. That was a big hit. Shit. Boom. That could have been deadly for Donald. Right there. Boom. But he's Aaron Donald, so he probably didn't fucking feel it. Under 10 to play, 2nd and 11 after a loss. From the 30 out of the gun, Garoppolo looking to throw. A little miscommunication. That could have been a big mistake if it would have been picked off. Intended for Kittle, but he ran the wrong route, it looked like. So, 3rd and 11.
In this game, he's 15 of 26. 230 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, and I think that's the big thing. But I don't think the numbers tell the story for him. I think he's been pretty good, especially with the way he played last week and how much pressure was on him in a divisional game to play well tonight.
Garoppolo, another quick bubble screen, complete to Ayuk. And then him and Ramsey, who were trash talking, and Alice getting chippy. He tackled him and then pulled on him afterwards. Ref's right there to break it up. Surprised they didn't throw a flag, but yeah. Watch Ramsey make the tackle, and then he tries to pick him up by his feet. Yeah, that's a face mask though. They didn't throw the flag. Yeah. Oh, well, what can you do? And Robbie Gould with a 42-yard field goal. They go up 11, 20-9. Kicks up and no good. Missed it. Oh, my God. So still only 8-point lead with 8:38 to play. So the Rams still have life. Yeah, one of the best kickers. That play felt rushed with the kick. Yeah, he just hooked it wide left. So Kick's no good. Still 17-9 with 8:38 to play, as mentioned. Rams getting it back, 1st and 10. Touchdown and 2-point ties it.
It takes a fight to be a full-time fan. Maybe early check-ins. They make shifts. Good days. And bad ones. But you'll never quit because you're in this together. It won't always be easy, but when you love what you do, you'll never want the day in your life. Modelo, food for full-time fans. Food for those that are fighters with it.
Progressive, 100% for homes and autos of Rose and Bundle. You must become a true master. When you can take the ball from my hand, you'll be ready.
Is Stan ready?
I mean, technically, I guess. Well, you want to be better.
New Subway Series wings got gravy sandwich wrapped with Edwards from Corner New Allies got double pepper jack and juicy steak. Let's get some more analysis on that truck. Pepper jack, tender steak, very insightful guy.
Got Chuck, Homo, along with Steph and Mahomes. Where's Russell Wilson at in that Subway commercial? Isn't his hoagie, his sandwich, dangerous?
And for the first time, everyone could look at the crunch and talk about
All that extra grind, all that extra film that you can't get rid like this. I don't like the line of it all. They don't like it. Here you go. Here you go. They try to say it's a dog fight, and that's how it is.
Certainly not a lot of love between these two sides. A lot of respect, but not a lot
I mean, LA and San Francisco, to begin with, as cities, hate each other. Let alone the sports teams. And when the Dodgers and Giants meet, yeah, that's bad blood. And now with the Rams back in LA and, you know, defending Super Bowl champs, taking on the Niners, yeah, getting chippy tonight, to say the least. At least here late. Talk about the frustration coming out because they're losing. And rightfully so, but at the same time, you can't let the emotions get the better of you. Slant over the middle, 1st down to Higbee for 12, 1st and 10 LA. So down to the wire here. Under 8 to play. 8-point lead. Edge, vignette, and a ring, probably in his workout area he has at home, as it doesn't look like he's at Raw tonight. Higbee on the reception again for 5. 2nd and 5. Yeah, that's at his warehouse. All right, from midfield, 7:25 and counting to play, 2nd and 5, LA. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. LA trailed by 8. Slant over the middle, caught by Cooper Kupp. Needed 5, got 6, 6.5, 7. 1st and 10, they'll move to 6 again. 7-11 now and counting to play, even though Sheets is better.
Cooper Kupp slow coming off the ball there, and Matthew Stafford.
We might be going to overtime if they can score and get the 2 and tie it at 17. And then that missed field goal by Robbie Gould's the difference right now because they might be up 11. You know, you're up 11, well, they need to score here, go for 2, and then also get the ball back and kick the field goal, let alone tie it up or score to win the game. So, from the 44, 1st and 10. Picked off. Talked about turnovers. And this will be a pick six. Stafford ain't going to catch him inside the 10. Touchdown 49ers. From about 49 yards out to seal it here tonight on Monday Night Football. And, make it 23-9. This game's over. Through a pick six. At the wrong fucking time. And talked about the defenses earlier. You know, who's stepping up? What defense is bending but not breaking? Hufunga, the Troy Polamalu look-alike. Just jumped the route. Like I said, if you can stop Kupp and stop Higbee, the Rams are nothing on offense tonight. 24-9 with 6:27 to play. So back to a two-score game with a 15-point lead. Still doable, manageable for the Rams, but it's got to be quick. And you can't turn the ball over like you just did there. That's going to be the difference at the end of the night. Turn that one turnover for a touchdown. Because you're down 8, and now you're down 15 because you just, give it away and they scored off of it with a pick six. You still got 3 timeouts, of course, and 2-minute warning, but you're down 15, and even if you score, you got to go for 2 on the one. And like I said a little bit ago, probably even go for 2 on the second one. Of course, that'd be a 1-point win then for you. You'd score 16 points, which scoring's one thing, but then going for 2 is another, and then successfully converting, having a good 2-point try on your side, that's another. Like, along with getting the ball back and getting stops on defense, man, this game's over. 49ers will win. Next week on Raw, though, Roman Reigns and the Bloodline for the Raw season premiere. As the SmackDown season premiere will be this Friday, Extreme Rules this Saturday, Raw next Monday. We're going to have a United States Championship match, a rematch as well, Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins. Rollins Riddle at Extreme Rules this weekend in the Fight Pit. What else we got next week on Raw? We're getting the Johnny Gargano Austin Theory match. Not for the Money in the Bank briefcase, but, a singles match too. Of course, that could change. And then, of course, DX, 25 years of D-Generation X next week also on Raw. So, if you didn't know, well, of course, now you do. 49ers, in the meantime, have 2 words for the Rams. Of course, that's suck it, but then they also have another 2-word phrase after Matthew Stafford just threw his 3rd interception in the 4th quarter this season alone. And that's fuck you. We're going to win this game. So, it looks like the main event on Raw is going to be in the women's division again with Alexa Bliss and Io Shirai, Io Sky. Bayley, of course, challenging Bianca for the Raw Women's title on Saturday at Extreme Rules, by the way, if you did not know that. Now you do, too. So, you didn't know? It's 24-9 here on Monday Night Football as well. Rams on the return, out to the 26, big hit. Ball comes out late. He's clearly down. The Rams offense is running on the field, and they're running it back. So, 1st and 10, L.A. The difference, no doubt about it, is, the 1 turnover there late, but the 49ers defense overall, getting after Stafford on 5 sacks, the pick 6. The 49ers having a run game on offense compared to the Rams. Deebo Samuel's had a few big plays, a touchdown as well. Jeff Wilson has another touchdown. Robbie Gould's 1 for 2 on field goals. Like, say he made that 42-yarder, which he didn't, and they still get the pick 6. Rather than 24-9 right now, it's 27-9. And then you're down 18, and that's a 2.5 score game. And even if you'd score and go for 2, on both of those, you're still going to be down and time's ticking away. Because a touchdown and 2 points only worth 8 rather than the 9 of half of 18 is, and then you need double that. So they're lucky he missed the field goal, but then they also turned it over, and that's the difference. Big third down. 3rd and 1 from the 35 for LA. They'll run it here. Henderson gets the first down to the 39. 5:20 counting to play here tonight. Yeah, and hell, this game, like I said, might be over before Raw gets over, which that'll be a first in forever. I can't remember last time that happened. This would be a less than a 3-hour game. Hell, less than a 2-hour and 45-minute game for that matter. I mean, they might take a long commercial break, though, the 2-minute warning to get it past 11 o'clock if it comes down to it here in about 15, 20 minutes or so.
What I love is the timing and the anticipation and the feel. Here's a guy that looks like he's moving faster than everyone else. What I mean by that is his anticipation of understanding.
Hufunga. They said last week on Sunday Night Football that he's been training with Paul Mall, and of course he looks like him too. So I'm sure, you know, Bailey, the Bloodline, the rest of the gold miners are liking this right now. So about a 6-yard pickup there. Make it 7. It'll be 3rd and 3. Clock's still rolling, and it doesn't seem like they're in any hurry, even with 3 timeouts. Down 15, like, might as well, yeah, tuck your tail and get back home before he hosts the Cowboys next week. San Fran, as mentioned, going to go to Carolina. So they should be 3-2, you'd think, after next weekend. And the Rams, maybe 3-2 as well, maybe 2-3. And then, you know, that'll be a big story, you know, because you're getting to the point, well, at least by the end of the month, this time next month as well, towards Thanksgiving, you know, the panic button's starting to come out. But it's still early. Still a lot of football left to be played. You know, it's a long-ass season, 18 weeks, 17 regular season games now, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Rome wasn't built in a day, last I checked, so they'll meet again later on this year, I might add. They're division rivals in the NFC West. Of course, they met 3 times last year, including in the NFC title game. And this is a rematch of that very game, I might add, as well. Stafford goes down in the sack again, the 6th time, back at the 46. And yeah, this game's over with 3:36 and counting to play. Be 3rd and a mile. LA will host San Francisco at the end of the month. Halloween weekend on October the 30th at 4:25. So that game will probably be on Fox. And maybe the game of the week that day. But as I look ahead at my schedule, on the 30th, it might be. I have for myself a 1 o'clock game with the Steelers and Eagles, and then Sunday football that night is, in fact, Packers-Bills, which should be a damn good game. So I don't know off the top of my head, I'll have to look here, what the 4 o'clock kick is that day. I mean, what? Fox has it, like I said, next week, because CBS had it yesterday, so then they'll rotate. Got a whistle, timeout by the Rams on 4th and 10 with 2:28 to play. Yeah, here's your ball game, but they just call a timeout to get set. Yeah, CBS had the 4 o'clock game yesterday. Fox will have it next week with Cowboys, Rams. And then CBS, Fox. Actually, that 4 o'clock game might be CBS. So maybe Rams hosting the Niners will only be regionally at the end of the month. But maybe Halloween weekend, the NFL will have both CBS and Fox have national 4 o'clock games again. Let's look here. That'll be officially week 8. So right before the trade deadline as well. That Thursday night, we'll see the Ravens and Buccaneers. Third London game is that Sunday. Battle of Pennsylvania at 1 o'clock with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. The 3 4 o'clock Fox games. Maybe Fox has back-to-back. Well, of course, the World Series is going to be going on around that time, too, with baseball playoffs starting this weekend. They might be starting to rotate. Maybe rather than, as it's been, one every other, they convert on 4th and 10, get a 1st and 10th and 24. Final play here before the 2-minute warning. Stafford in the end zone. Incomplete 10 for Allen Robinson. They'll get another play off, though. 2nd and 10, 2:02 to play. Still got 2 timeouts, so lucky that fell incomplete before the 2-minute warning. They got another shot here. Good coverage. But rather than, CBS, Fox, every other, maybe CBS, Fox, or Fox, CBS. On the 30th, Fox has a 4 o'clock game. Those 3 games right now are Washington and Indy, along with New York and Seattle. Yeah, we'll have Rams 49ers. That'll be America's game of the week. Sunday Night Football is Packers Bills. Monday night on Halloween is Bengals Browns. Of course, bye weeks will begin week 6. So not next weekend. Week 5, the following week. And week 6 buys include two-minute warning with 1:58 to play, as is almost picked off again, I might add. So, what, 3rd down, 3rd and 10? Yeah, bye weeks, week 6 are, I think I went over this last week during one of the games. Well, the Lions, Titans, Raiders, and Texans is the first 4 teams with bye weeks this year. And then, of course, week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then everybody plays week 18. And then the playoffs start, so. 10 minutes to the top of the hour, 2 minutes to play on Monday Night Football. And then, of course, Raw will come to an end here shortly as well. Hell, tonight's stream might be even less than 3 hours, as I did start it a little later than usual. I started a little after 8. Rather than the normal, anywhere from a quarter till on, depending on how much I, have to talk about. With Raw beginning first at 8, and then, Monday Night Football kicking off about quarter after 8. So, yeah, been a good game tonight. I mean, it's not going to be another 3-point margin. It looks like by any means it's a 15-point game right now. But, I mean, they can still make it a 1-score deficit and make it interesting here late if they potentially get the ball back. But, time's just running out on them. They had to settle for 3 field goals. If, those 3 field goals or 3 touchdowns, are down 3 right now. Maybe 6 if Gold makes that field goal. Touchdown wins it. Either way, being down less than 7 there. But they couldn't protect Stafford. They couldn't run the ball. They're still in it, though, but time's just not going to be on their side because they didn't do enough early. Whereas the 49ers did, and then their defense made a play for them when the game was on the line, a pick 6. So the 1 turnover is going to cost the Rams. From the 24, 3rd and 10. And Stafford, strip sack, almost picked off. It's incomplete. They say fumble, though. That's a live ball. Now they say incomplete. Or no, they say fumble still. San Francisco ball. Yeah, he threw the blue chip, which that's a fumble. That signals a turnover. Yeah, rather than an incomplete pass, which is almost picked off to begin with, they say strip sack. And then a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a clear-cut fumble if I've seen it. And then they knocked it forward away from Stafford, get it downfield, which could have been bad for, face off his face mask, and then they punched it accidentally, which I don't know if the ball can be, moved during that or not, which it should be able to. It's a turnover, it's a live ball, but there's just some stupid-ass rules like that. Possession-wise, like, such and such, as this happens, it, can't be moved. But then, yeah, no doubt, it was recovered by the Niners, and they have a 1st and 10, and this game's over. So they'll take 3 timeouts. The Rams they'll have to get a 1st down, it looks like, but 49ers are going to win it 24-9 here tonight on Monday Night Football. Yeah, and with that too, as I was saying, it looked like they rolled it a fumble, at first, and then they did, because then you see the turnover marker come flying, and the 2 turnovers are going to cost them. The one for sure, the interception, the pick 6. And then it seemed like everybody was thinking it was incomplete, but then I'm like, no, that's a live ball. People were fighting for it. But then they might have signaled it incomplete, but then they said fumble recovered by San Fran. So 49er football, 1st and 10. And, with under 2 to play, Rams have 3 timeouts. They can stop them, maybe get the ball back, but still down 15. It ain't going to matter. All they need is a 1st down. Game's over. And they'll hand off to Jeff Wilson. Maybe they run a trick play, maybe on an end around, or run another screen with Deebo Samuel and, close it out that way. But the San Francisco 49ers are going to defeat the LA Rams here tonight on Monday Night Football, 24-9. Still own them in the regular season for the most part. The Rams, of course, won when it mattered in the NFL game last year, and then won the Super Bowl. But yeah, fumble, 1st and 10, Niners from the 16. So Garoppolo going to hand off, loss of 2 for Jeff Wilson. So timeout. Troy Aikman singing some karaoke in the booth on Monday Night Football. I think he might have had too many of his 8 beer in the booth tonight with Joe Buck. But, they got to buy some time one way or another. Game's over. They're funny, as it is. Aikman's a Hall of Famer as well. But, yeah, they're a good duo. Been together. They have a lot of chemistry together because they've been together for a while. 20-plus years as a broadcasting team. So after the timeout, Rams going to stop it once more. Another run. Be 3rd and about 9. So they don't get a 1st down here. Rams might get it back with under a minute to go, but Yeah, good luck as they show off the Rams' upcoming schedule. They got to go to Tampa right after they play the 49ers again at the end of the month. So that'll be a month from now, early November. Which they went to Tampa last year and won the playoffs and then beat the 49ers in a title game and won the Super Bowl. So, the Bucs are in a sort of, dry spell right now, battling injuries. But it's still early, and you can't count out Tom Brady. It's still early. A lot of football to be played.
This is a much different looking team than the one that lit up scoreboards last year, at least here at the start. Tam is doing all he can. Yes, he is.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp's their offense. If you stop him, you stop the Rams.
The Rams went through a period last year where they just weren't in sync. They struggled.
Wow, the Rams' offense was 0 plays of 20-plus yards tonight. That's absolutely pathetic. It's the first time since 2007 they haven't done that. And that was before they drafted Sam Bradford when they were still in St. Louis, for God's sakes. 15 years. Holy shit. With this offense high-powered, no plays of 20-plus yards tonight. It's not surprising. I mean, they were able to drive, but they couldn't punch it in. And everything was, short and simple. But it's still early. Still a lot of football to be played. Both these teams are going to be in it at the end of the year, no doubt about it. Might even meet 3 times like they did last year. Of course, twice in the regular season as division opponents, and then maybe in the playoffs again. So, San Francisco's going to have to punt here, but they can drain the clock under a minute and then punt, and then the Rams will get it back with no timeouts. So, that's piss poor by San Fran, though. Even with a 15-point lead, they can't even run the clock out. They got to give it back to them. And we're going to end this game right around 11 o'clock, along with WWE Monday Night Raw, which this is not a good sign for Bayley as she stands tall to end Raw tonight. They'll go home for Extreme Rules on Saturday. So, what they say there. But I still think she's going to win the title here before too long. Whether that's by the end of the year or early, next year. Bayley should be Raw Women's Champion. Maybe she does win the ladder match at Extreme Rules on Saturday. Of course, you also have the SmackDown Women's title being defended. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey have Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross, along with Daniel Cormier refereeing the fight pit between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins.
Wants it to be slide right back into his own locker, which, as you said, get kept around for him. Keeping a spot for him.
Also at WWE Extreme Rules, as mentioned earlier, as they don't add anything else to the show here tonight, maybe during SmackDown Friday. I highly doubt it, though, to be honest with you, because a few matches that they could have potentially added, they put on Raw next week, as the season premieres of those shows will be over the next week or so. They only do that because of new shows coming back in the fall on networks while they do the similar thing. So yes, at Extreme Rules, as we have 45 seconds to play here from the 42-yard line, bubble screen complete to Cooper Kupp, and he gets 9 yards and short of the line again to be second and 1. They'll wind the clock. They don't have any timeouts to stop it, digging out of bounds. About a half a second differential, if that, between the game clock and play clock. But Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship in an Extreme Rules match. Got Bianca Belair and Bayley in a ladder match for the Raw Women's title. Stafford going to avoid his 7th sack, dump it off to Darrell Henderson, and he gets out of bounds, 1st and 10, 16 seconds to play, but they're down 15, and this game's been over. Also, a 6-man tag team match that'll feature Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Pete Dunne Butch, along with Imperium. The Peaky Blinders, Brawling Brutes, taking on Walter Gunther and his gang in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Also, a strap match between McIntyre and Cross. Edge and Finn Balor in an I Quit match. And then the main event should be the Fight Pit match, you would have to think, with Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. So that's Extreme Rules. Keep an eye out for videos, as mentioned, coming up over the next days, weeks, and months, live right here on YouTube, of course, whether that be in college football, the NFL, or professional wrestling. But as always, thank you for tuning in and listening here tonight to my Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw live watch-along reactions, live right here on YouTube. Final score, as both teams are now 2-2. The 49ers defeat the Rams 24-9. Stafford finished 32 of 48 for 254 yards passing. Had the pick six that ended up being the difference. But, I mean, only 3 field goals to show for the whole offense to begin with. They weren't able to punch it in. So, I mean, they didn't get beat, but they got beat because the 49er front seven sacked Matthew Stafford 7 times as Jimmy Garoppolo gets interviewed. Another difference was, even with the Rams winning the time possession battle by almost 10 minutes, the 2 turnovers and then no running game. We only had 5 total penalties, but as a team, the Rams had 57 yards rushing, 27 of those to Henderson, 13 to Akers, and Powell had 11. Cooper Kupp, 14 catches, 122 yards receiving. Higbee, 10 of 73. Skoranek had 2 catches, 33 yards. Henderson, 3 of 12. Allen Robinson, 2 catches, 7 yards. They need to get him going as a strong number 2 behind Kupp. Or else, like I said, as long as you stop Kupp and Higbee on offense for the Rams, you're going to beat them because they don't have anything else because they can't run the fucking football. And then if you can get to Stafford and make them force mistakes, like, the Rams are 2-2. They lost to the Bills 1-2 in a row. They lose tonight, though, to end week 4 on Monday Night Football against the 49ers. Jimmy G, as mentioned, getting interviewed. Finished 16 of 27 for 239 yards passing and a touchdown. He did not get sacked at all. And then, like I said, 57 yards total rushing for the Rams as a team. Jeff Wilson had 18 carries, 74 yards rushing by himself, along with a 32-yard score. As they went up 7-3 then, and of course 7-6, 14-6, 14-9, 17-9, could have been 20-9, but then they get the pick six and it's 24-9 your final score. Deebo Samuel also had 6 catches, 115 yards, and it's a touchdown as well, as we go to Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt, as I'm sure he's not tired yet. Ayuk, 4 catches, 37 yards. Juszczyk, 1 of 35. Kittle had 2 catches, 24 yards, almost had a touchdown, but it got overturned because he was out of bounds, it was incomplete. Jennings, 2 of 22. Ray McLeod had a catch, 6 yards, had a good punt return as well. But the difference was they weren't able to score touchdowns. 3 field goals for the Rams. They had a pick 6 that sealed it, 24-9 your final score. So yeah, no run game, and you turn it over. And defensively, I mean, you stopped them a little bit, but not as much as, they stopped you, because they got after your quarterback 7 times on sacks, and the refs let them play, which I don't know the next time we'll see 5 total penalties at the end of the football game in the National Football League by any means. But even as they won the time of possession battle, they lost the game. So, yeah, 24-9, your final score. Both teams now 2-2 in the NFC West, and they'll meet in a few weeks, Halloween weekend in LA, and potentially, hell, who knows, in the playoffs again, as I think they'll both be there come the end of the season. Okay, Seattle had a big win yesterday. I still think they're going to be at the bottom part of the division. I mean, Arizona's, hanging around. It seems like still early for a lot of teams, but, speaking of the NFC West here, it's really LA's and San Francisco's to lose. And, we might look back at, these games that, they play before maybe they take each other out. All four of them, for that matter. Big deciding game with the division, with the winner as a wild card, let alone home field in the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, tonight the Rams, defending Super Bowl champs, couldn't get it done. They lose for the first time since week 1. And that was a 21-point loss. They lose by 15 tonight. So, like I said earlier, when the 49ers are good, they're good. But when they're bad, they're bad. They're finding ways to win, though, this year. They came off an 11-10 loss at Denver last Sunday. And they won in primetime tonight by 15. By 2 scores. But then the Rams, even after a 2-game winning streak there, it doesn't seem like they can win these close games and then they let it get out of hand and then, they're up shit creek without a paddle. Because they go back to week 1, the Thursday night opener at home against the Bills. They tied it up at 10, and then they got shut out in the second half. It's like they get to a point in time, and then they just, honestly forget how to play. Because tonight they cut it to 1, 5, and then 8, and then the pick 6. And then they're down 15, and then time just ran out on them. So they need somebody else to step up behind Cooper Kupp, no doubt about it. You can't turn the ball over to begin with. I don't care who you are, and expect to win. So we'll see, of course, what happens moving forward with these two teams, but they're both in a good position to do damage throughout the whole league the rest of the year. I think they're both going to be there, like I said. They both got good games next week. The Rams with a little tougher game at home against the Cowboys, where San Francisco goes to Carolina. But both could be 3-2 next week. Both could be, 2-3 or one or the other. But the San Francisco 49ers strike gold on Monday Night Football and defeat the defending Super Bowl champion LA Rams here tonight on Monday Night Football by your final score once again of 24-9. So, as always, thanks for tuning in and listening. But in the meantime, that'll do it for myself, your host of Encyclopedia Sports, Cole and Luke 96, live right here on YouTube. So, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. And as mentioned, be sure to keep an eye out for more upcoming videos over here on the YouTube channel. Whether that, once again, be a basic video, a preview, or a review video, along with a live stream, of course, involving college football, the NFL, professional wrestling. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button, notification bell next to it, as well as that's the easiest way to stay up to date on social media. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media, and I'll see everybody when I see you beginning on Thursday, once again, for Thursday Night Football with the Colts and Broncos, and then NFL action next weekend. We'll get more back into college football the following weekend. But yeah, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening, and I'll see everybody later. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Rams lose at San Francisco tonight as the 49ers beat LA on Monday Night Football once again. Your final score, 24-9.